This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Ayers Furniture, Bytech Resource Management, Claire Bank, Fuller's Milker Center, Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville, Les Mack, Northland Buildings, Reeves Wealth Management, Raleigh Cheese House, Russell Law Offices, The Shoebox, Tricor Insurance, West End Salvage, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Sloan Implements, Sups, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Gary's Pest Control, TriStar Pallets and TriStar Mulch, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best, Baus Electric, Cuba City Collision and Repair, Laley Center Monroe, H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, Community First Bank, Grant Regional Health Center, Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, Lancaster Dental Associates, Millie's Diner, Pink's Automotive, Good Knees Garage, Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, Rosemeyer Management Group, Breckler Insurance, McNett Electric, Mound City Bank, Ready Feed and Grain LLC, Southwest Health, and WCC Brands.
Good evening and welcome to River Ridge High School in Patch Grove. It is week number 8 of the high school football season in the state of Wisconsin, and our feature matchup is in the Six Rivers Conference with two teams jockeying for position in the Division 7 playoff bracket. The River Ridge Timberwolves coming in with a record of 3-4, 2-3 in Six Rivers Conference play, hosting the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Golds 5-2 and 3-2 in conference play this season. This is Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Dubuque Super Hits 106, superhits106.com, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Laley Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. For the best seat in the house, the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, I'm Tyler DeTanis, joined alongside Wyatt Mulligan, bringing you our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. And Wyatt, what an outstanding matchup we have here today. On paper, a brilliant matchup. Two teams seemingly even though the records may not indicate it. Both these teams at one point were ranked in the Division 7 coaches poll. So, River Ridge coming into this matchup, they're looking for playoff positioning, but the story really coming into this game, I think, for me, is Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben, an outstanding season to this point, 5-2 on the campaign, coming off back-to-back losses to two of the top teams in the state, and currently sitting with the number 3 seed, and they're hoping that tonight a big win can keep them in that spot and hopefully clinch a home playoff game for at least the level 1 round.
Absolutely. I'm very eager to watch this game. Last week, Wauzeka lost by just one score, and you said, like they were saying earlier, Ridge, their couple losses just come by one score. And like we were saying beforehand, they could be undefeated by just a couple more scores. And I'm really eager to see how Wauzeka and Ridge both handle themselves, playing their own game, playing slow. They both got a pretty physical offense and defense. I'm eager to see what they can do.
Yeah, for the Blue Gulls, back-to-back losses, lost to Potosi-Cassville by a touchdown a week ago, and then to Blackhawk the week before. So one possession games in those games as well for the Blue Gulls, and that's got to be a confidence builder for them heading into this matchup with River Ridge, as they feel like that they can compete with some of the top teams in Division 7. And as for River Ridge, as we mentioned earlier, 3-4 on their record, all 4 of their losses, one possession, one score games in those matchups. And as Coach Wade Winkers will talk about in a little bit on our Raleigh Cheese pregame show, he didn't mince words about how his team played last week against Iowa Grants, losing 34-30. And now the pressure's really on for River Ridge, because if they don't win this game, there's a possibility that River Ridge is on the outside looking in the Division 7 bracket.
Absolutely. Like they were talked about, they said a lot of one-score losses, but it really doesn't come down to the last quarter. They said the first and second quarter may be the most important. Instead of leading the halftime by just one score, they could be up by 1 or 2. And they could have caused a turnover here or there more than they needed. And Wauzeka, I'm eager to see what they can really control the game with their pace like they talked about. I'm eager to see what their defense can do against this versatile Davis offense, led by Brandon Davis. I'm curious to see what they can do against him.
Yeah, but it's going to be a trench warfare kind of game, a rock fight type of game, so to speak, as it's going to be a physical brand of football for both these teams, as we expect. across all the Six Rivers teams that are competing here this evening. So we will see how the matchup plays out coming up in a little bit. But coming up on our Rally Cheese pregame show, we'll talk with both head coaches. Had a chance to catch up with both Derek Joy of Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben and Wade Winkers of River Ridge. We asked them about the players on the Russell office's injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit russelllawwi.com. Also get you the People's State Bank coin toss, the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups, the Cuba City Family Dental colors of the game, our Dewey's Tire Repair Turf and Weather Report, and the kickoff between River Ridge and Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben in week number 8 of the high school football season. Our Rally Cheese pregame show is presented by Rally Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County.
You can't forget the cheese.
Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 1.
From small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands our business is a real benefit. They know our people. It's something Tricor does really well.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
Hi, this is Steve Schmidt, owner of the Shoebox in downtown Black Earth. We have thousands of pairs of shoes in stock, no waiting. So stop in anytime, specializing in size, selection, and fit. We will save you money. P.S. We measure both feet. Stop into the Shoebox, the largest shoe store at the north end of Black Earth.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpbl.com.
Pregame 1.
Pregame show on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben traveling to Patch Grove to take on River Ridge in a big Six Rivers conference football matchup in week 7. And we are joined now by Derek Joy, the head coach of the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Bluegells. Coach, thanks for joining us. An outstanding season to this point, a 6-2 or a 5-2 record coming into this game, and but unfortunately coming off back-to-back losses to two of the top teams in the state. Lost to Potosi-Cassville last week, and then Blackhawk Warren the week before. But overall, given the success that your team has had and where your team is at, how would you assess your team's play, even with those two tough losses on your record?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been an amazing season so far. Obviously, would love to have W's for the last 2 weeks, but I was really impressed of how my guys stepped up and played those games. And we had shots and both of them right at the end, and then couldn't finish. So that's something we need to work on.
Yep, and given the last 2 weeks playing two of the top teams in the state, those being one-score games, just how close are the Blue Golds to knocking off some of those top teams in the state, and what are some of the things you're looking to tighten up with this matchup against River Ridge and then close out the season next week against Boscobel?
I think we're right there. We are always giving that positive message to the kids of keep working hard and stay within our system, and everything will be just fine, and we'll have those chances. And we did the last 2 weeks. We had those chances, and we just need to work on finishing. That's kind of the message all week, that we have those chances, but how do we finish the games? So that's kind of what we've been working on.
All right, excellent. Derek Joy with us on our Rally Cheese pregame show. The Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben head coach getting ready for their matchup against River Ridge here tonight. Our Russell office's injury report. Team health always at this point in the season can be a major concern and can have impact on how the team plays. Talk about the injury front for your Blue Golds heading into this matchup with River Ridge.
I kind of feel pretty fortunate this late in the season. We don't have any really major injuries for our starter guys. We have some, banged up. This late in the season, you're going to have some banged up guys, bumps and bruises and scrapes here and there, but nothing major. So I don't know, guy got a knock on wood or what, but I've been pretty fortunate this season so far.
Excellent. That's good to hear. And then the Rosemeyer Wealth Management keys to the game against River Ridge. Looking at their season, this is essentially a de facto playoff game for them. They're currently projected to be an ace seed in the playoffs, according to the latest playoff matrix rankings. And, obviously they're looking to get a big win on their home field to kind of keep that their playoff hopes alive. With that in mind, what are the things that the Blue Gulls have to do tonight to keep the Wolves at bay? And what's going to be the key tonight for the Blue Gulls?
We just need to. We tell the guys all the time we need to play our game. Play in our system, and we need to limit their big plays. They have a very dynamic player in the Davis boys, so we need to limit his big plays and then not let anyone else gash us. And I think we will be really good there. And on offense, we just need to keep doing what we're doing, consistency, and then the finish.
Yep, should be a fun game. We're looking forward to seeing how it plays out. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Have some fun and good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that's Derek Joy, the head coach of the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Gulls. And we'll have more on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 2.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
This fall, relax, refresh, and give back. Now through November 7th, support Food for Fall at Potosa Spa inside Hotel Julian Dubuque. Enjoy 3 indulgent seasonal services, a 1-hour warming cider massage, a rejuvenating apple enzyme facial, and a cozy pumpkin bliss pedicure. $15 from every service goes to the Convivium, supporting their casserole program to help families before the holidays. Each guest will be treated to a glass of warm caramel apple wine and a fall goodie bag. Call Potosa Spa today to book your appointment.
Pregame 2.
Back on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. River Ridge taking on Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben in a Six Rivers Conference matchup here in week number 8. And we're joined by River Ridge head coach Wade Winkers. Coach, thanks for joining us. And coming off a tough loss last week against Iowa Grants, 34-30, and team sits at a record of 3-4 heading into this matchup, a tough matchup with the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Gulls. Before we talk about the matchup with the Blue Gulls, talk about the game last week against Iowa Grant. Obviously, another last-second loss, and it seems like it's kind of been the theme where this season in some competitive games. These one-score losses and maybe a handful of plays that separate you guys from being 3-4 and potentially being undefeated. So how would you assess your team's play as of late?
Well, I don't think it was great last week. We didn't play very well. I'm not saying that don't take anything away from Iowa Grant. I thought they played really, really well. They were physical and did some good stuff. I just don't think we played to our standard. We didn't coach to our standard. It was just the performance we put out there, as I've told our guys this week. That's the performance we played with, and that's the result that we got because of that performance. It's definitely not the capabilities of what we are. I think we're capable of a lot of really good stuff, and I think this week we'll bounce back from that tonight. I think our guys are realized after that game, like, yeah, this is disappointing, and maybe we didn't come in here with the same energy that we needed to.
Yeah, but it's kind of been a weird season for River Ridge because, again, it's 4 losses, but all of them by 1 score or less, and in games where you guys did have the lead, late in those games. So when you kind of assess those late game situations and things like that, is it just little things, attention to detail that kind of separate those losses that could potentially have become wins? And what are the things that you've been emphasizing with your team to try and course correct with the postseason and all that stuff coming up around the corner?
Yeah, everyone else has been tight. When it comes down to right to the end of the game, and those details, like you said, they do matter, but they probably matter in the first, second, and third quarter just as much. Maybe we got a 2-score lead instead of a 1-score lead late, or maybe we caused a turnover that we could have iced the game earlier, or whatever it might be. there's always been a few of those throughout each of the games, and can't really pinpoint it towards the end of the game. Out of the game scenarios, we're really good, in my opinion, at 2-minute drill and trying to move the ball down the field and try to score, and we execute that really well. It'd be nice if we didn't have to be in those situations, and that's what we try to stress. I know we aren't playing that caliber of talent the last 3 weeks, but we were starting to do those things. So we were putting our foot on the gas a little more, and then we kind of had a hiccup last week. So I don't know. That's a long rambling answer. I think we're a really good team, and we just haven't performed for 48 minutes against really good teams. And if we do that, and we can get ourselves in the tournament, we're going to be a problem.
All right, Wade Winker's with us in our Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. The River Ridge head coach getting ready for their matchup with Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben here tonight. The Russell office's injury report. What's the team health looking like for the matchup against the Blue Golds?
We are as healthy as we have been since week 1, so that's another thing that's really nice. We got some guys that got some pain here and there, but we're having everybody go, and we should be full strength.
All right, that's good to hear. And then the Rosemeyer Wealth Management keys to the game, having a full, stable, and complement of players heading into a big matchup with the Blue Golds here tonight. They're having a very successful season, a very senior-laden team, and obviously no strangers. They've been a team that have really given River Ridge some trouble over the last couple of years. Granted, River Ridge has gotten the win, but they've been some very competitive games over the last couple seasons. Talk about what you've seen from the Blue Golds this season, and what's the key tonight for River Ridge.
Well, you said they got a lot of seniors, a lot of experience. They gave us a heck of a game last year. We were able to pull that out and get a bit momentum play at right before half, and then finish it in the second half. But they've always given us fits. They come out in different looks all the time as far as the defense and what we're prepared for. So we've prepared for a lot of different things this week, so that we're mentally locked in. And the adjustments will be key as far as whatever they do show us and how we attack that. And then, are we going to be physical tonight? I know they're going to be physical. I've watched their film. I've talked to opponents of theirs, and they're going to play physical football, which, we want to play that way too. But are we going to match their physicality and put this thing in a beneficial way for us?
That should be a great matchup. We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Have some fun, and good luck tonight.
Appreciate it, and appreciate the coverage, Tyler.
If you got it, it's head coach Wade Winkers of the River Ridge Timberwolves. We'll have more on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 1.
For us, our community is at the heart of everything we do. Grant Regional's expanded breast care services are the culmination of our commitment to bringing advanced diagnostic imaging and important care to our patients close to home. We believe early detection is key and have streamlined follow-up care to improve wait times, offer convenience, and give you important peace of mind. We're proud to be a leader in Southwest Wisconsin with the latest innovation and technology for breast health. Grant Regional Health Center. Better help starts here.
Partner with Fuller's Milker Center and Gia for your next milking system. From the Dairy Pro Q robotic rotary parlor to the Dairy Robot R9500 robotic box milking system, you select the best fit for your operation. With Gia, you can also choose from market-leading conventional parlors, fully equipped with automated accessories. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center to start building your dream milking facility.
Fuller's Milker Center.
In Game 1.
Raleigh Chiefs pregame show continues from Patch Grove, getting ready for River Ridge and Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tyler Dutanis and Wyatt Mulliken with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Ayers Furniture in downtown Ridgeway for free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. For what's sure to be the best seat in your house, be sure to visit Ayers Furniture and AyersFurniture.com. The People's State Bank coin toss. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben won the toss and have elected to receive. They will work from left to right as we see it here for the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth and as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And with that, we will set up the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup for the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben offense. The Fuller's Complete Hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. For the Blue Gold offense, they are led by quarterback number 4, Cooper Lummis, and with him in the backfield is number 30, Carson Syme, number 9, Hunter Hagensick, and number 33, Caden Roberts. Gage Wall lines up at wide receiver, and the tight end is number 2, Jackson Konachek. And the offensive line, number 52, Sawyer Swigum, number 54, Anthony Kaya, number 56, Jack Draka, number 63, Dakota Owens, and number 65, William Zander. For the River Ridge defense, along the defensive line in their 4-4 scheme, number 52, Emery Simerson, number 50, Cody Mesra, number 71, Eli Hamilton, and number 11, Cale Koenig. The linebacking crew, number 23, Brock Bungie, 28, Braden Scaife, number 58, Blake Reynolds, and number 1, Brandon Davis. And the defensive secondary at the corners, number 18, Aaron Bedward, and number 22, Noah Copsey, and at safety, number 3, Reese Drew. And when River Ridge has the ball, their offense is led by number 1, Brandon Davis, and in the backfield with him, number 28, Braden Scaife, 23, Brock Bundy, and number 3, Reese Drew. The split ends, number 11, Cale Koenig, and number 12, Ren Bowen. And the offensive line from left to right, number 56, Landon Udelhoven, number 58, Blake Reynolds, number 52, Emery Simerson, number 71, Eli Hamilton, and number 50, Cody Mesra. And for the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben defense, their 2 defensive linemen, number 4, Cooper Lummis, and number 65, William Zander. The linebacking crew, number 10, Gage Wall, number 30, Carson Syme, 52, Sawyer Swigum, 54, Anthony Kaya, and number 56, Jack Draka. And the secondary, number 9, Hunter Hagensick, number 7, Joshua Martin, number 2, Jackson Konachek, and number 33, Caden Roberts. Those are the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. And looks like we will have the River Ridge Marching Band set to perform our national anthem. And after that, we'll bring you the Dewey's Tire Repair Turf and Weather Report, the Cuba City Family Dental colors of the game, and the kickoff between River Ridge and Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. Here is tonight's national anthem from River Ridge High School.
Under the direction of Mr. Kieler Kenyon.
Tonight's the national anthem by the River Ridge Marching Band ahead of our kickoff between River Ridge and Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben on Dubuque Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Lely Center Monroe. We set up the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups, the Cuba City Family Dental colors of the game, presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. River Ridge in their home purple jerseys, purple helmets, purple jerseys, purple pants with white numbers, and Ridge written across the chest in white. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben in their traveling white jerseys with white helmets, blue pants, and gold numbers and gold trim. Those are the colors of the game, brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Our Dewey's Tire Repair Turf and Weather Report for all of your farm, auto, and truck tire sales and service needs, the best place to take a leak, Dewey's Tire Repair in Platteville. Wyatt, the temperature has gone down significantly since the sun set behind us, behind the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. You can see it is a night sky. The lights have lit up the field, and should be a very comfortable night for high school football here this evening.
I got to tell you, with the seat I've got, I can't wait to watch this game. It's a beautiful night for some football, some great teams playing. I can't wait to see what these teams can do against each other.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting for the People's State Bank coin toss. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben winning the toss and wanting the ball right out of the gate. So they want to establish the tempo and really kind of dictate the pace of this game early on.
Exactly, like what Coach Joy said. They want to play their game. They want to play rough. They want to play physical, and they really want to make River Ridge just play at their tempo.
Yep, should be a fun one again. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben won the toss, elected to receive. They will work from left to right to begin here in Patch Grove. Tonight's game brought to you by Mount City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. And by RPM Automotive in Prairie du Chien. Are you having car trouble? RPM fixes everything, and they have loaner cars too. RPM Automotive in Prairie du Chien. The Christensen Mill in Wauzeka. See Bennett, Christensen Mill for custom blends tailored to your operation. The Christensen Mill in Wauzeka. My Southwest Health with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling, as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. And by Lely Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lely Center Monroe. Player introductions wrapping up, and we are just about set for football here from Patch Grove, River Ridge High School. A great setting, great field. Field looks to be in great condition as well, and I love the field that's got the painted hash marks here as Coach Wade Winkers and the entire staff here at River Ridge do an outstanding job taking care of the field here, and got a nice-looking track here for both these teams to run on here this evening.
Absolutely. Like you said, it's a beautiful night. Beautiful Friday night lights. I can't wait to watch what these teams can do against each other. Really excited to watch this.
Number 59, Luke Worley, has the ball teed up for River Ridge, set to kick it away and back to return. For the Blue Goals is number 9, Hunter Hagensick, and he is a lethal returner. 3 return touchdowns, including 2 kickoff returns on the season here. As Worley gives a signal, they run up to the ball, and of course they don't kick it off. They're going to fan out, and they'll kick this thing away. Our scoreboard today presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest, as Worley gets the kick away. It's an end-over-end kick, but fair catch called on the far side, and the Blue Goals will set up shop at the 32-yard line in their own territory. 1st and 10 for the Blue Golds as Cooper Lummis brings the offense out to the field.
I saw that last week that they had a kick to that second line of that kickoff return, and they just want to get the ball down at that point. They don't want to have to risk anything with that ball carrier dropping it. There's a reason they're not back there. But I'm excited to see what Cooper Lummis can do behind this offensive line, what they can do with their strong run offense. I'm excited to see what they can do.
Almost brings the team to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10. 2 backs in the backfield, a wing back to the left side, receiver out to the right. Almost going to give to the inside, and the ball carrier stood up at the line of scrimmage as the River Ridge defensive line stands call. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Couldn't see which ball carrier it was for the Blue Golds as they are on the far side hash mark, but it will be 2nd and 9 as the football's at the 33. Game tonight brought to you by Community First Bank. For the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com. Member FDIC. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 1 back in the backfield. Shotgun look this time as the receiver from the right side slot goes in motion from right to left. And Lummis is going to keep it and bounces to the left side. He's got a first down and more along the far sideline, across the 50 to the 40 before being shoved out of bounds near the 35-yard line. And I believe they're going to say he stepped out of bounds well before that. They say he stepped out near the midfield stripe, but still a Sylvan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down as the nose of the football just touching midfield, called a gain of 17 on the play.
You can see that a lot out of Cooper Lummis. He's got more rushing touchdowns than he's got throwing touchdowns. He's a really diverse quarterback. He's got that arm, and he can also run out.
Yep, a lethal dual threat quarterback as 2 backs in the backfield coming to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10 at the 50. Ball given to the deep back, and the back bounces to the right side, drops the shoulder, and gets across the 45-yard line near the 44, and that's Hunter Hagensick on the carry that time. Called a gain of 4 yards. A nice run there off the right side. And actually, we'll give him credit for 5 as the football's on the other side of the 45-yard line in River Ridge territory.
Run-heavy offense. I'm curious what River Ridge can do with some with changes with their defense, because so far there hasn't really been any luck stopping this run offense here.
2 receivers out to the left. And a tight end to the right side. 2 backs in the backfield once again for Lummis on 2nd and 5. 10:35 to play, first quarter. Ball given to the D-back again as Syme escapes one defender, but nowhere to go after that. As the River Ridge defense stands tall once again. I believe that was Cody Mesra leading the charge on the tackle that time for River Ridge, and sets up 3rd and long, and a big opportunity here for River Ridge to turn away this explosive Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben run game.
Number 71, Eli Hamilton's able to get back there in the backfield. That just changes the plan of where he wants to go, and I think that's what affected the really being able to pick him off near that left hash mark.
3rd and 6, left side hash mark, 9:55 to play, first quarter. Play number 5 of this drive for the Blue Golds. And the ball is fumbled at the line of scrimmage. River Ridge says they have the football, but we'll see how the officials rule this one. And they say it's Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben football, but it is 4th down now for the Blue Golds, so don't know if it's the quarterback center exchange that caused that or if the quarterback just dropped it, but either way, sets up 4th down for the Blue Golds, and they'll likely punt this one away.
Might have jinxed them with saying that the River Ridge wasn't having really good defense on their run. Must have jinxed them.
First broadcaster jinx. It's early on. Sets to punt it away is Hunter Hagensick, and back deep to return for River Ridge is Preston Gage and Reese Drew, as this punt is a end-over-end punt that takes a bounce inside the 20-yard line and will roll its way into the end zone for a touchback. And River Ridge will set up offense at their own 20-yard line with 9:10 to play in quarter number 1. Tonight's game brought to you by Mount City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. Quarterback Brandon Davis brings the offense out to the field for River Ridge, passing on the season 44 of 81 for 629 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. But on the ground, 723 rushing yards, averaging 9.2 yards per carry. And on 1st and 10, a quick pass to the near side. It's caught by Reese Drew at the 19, tiptoeing the sideline and dropping the shoulder across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. That is enough for a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. Good start for the River Ridge Timberwolf offense. Gain of 11 on the first play.
I think that's exactly what they wanted to start out with, that quick first down to really get their offensive gears moving, to understand where they want to get from here.
The official gave him a gracious spot. They moved the football to the 32-yard line on the near side hash mark. River Ridge working from right to left as we see it from the best seat in the house, the Ears Furniture broadcast booth. Trip set to the right side, one receiver out to the left. Davis under center, Braden Scaife in the backfield, and he will get the carry on 1st and 10. And Scaife turning the legs, dropping the shoulder, and getting across the 40-yard line to the 41. Gain of 9 yards on the play, and actually, no, they give it credit for 10. It's a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down on back-to-back plays for the Wolves. The River Ridge offense beat goes on. 8:29 to play first quarter. Third play from scrimmage for the River Ridge offense. One receiver to the right. 3 backs in the backfield. Bungie going in motion from the right side, but they give inside to Scaife, and Scaife surges forward for a minimal gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards, and they'll give him forward progress to the River Ridge 45-yard line, gain of 3.
When in doubt, give it back to him, and luckily the Blue Gold's defensive line can actually stick and get a stop there.
Both coaches preaching physicality in their pregame interviews and trying to go with the running game, both sides so far. 2 receivers to each side of the formation on 2nd and 7 as Noah Copsey goes in motion off the left side slot. Now we'll go back to the left side and reset. Davis takes the snap, fakes it to Scaife, now keeps it and drops the shoulder across the 50. And near the first down marker should be enough for a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down, and they will move the sticks. Yes, they will. 3rd first down of this drive for River Ridge. 1st and 10 at the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 47-yard line.
I can tell you, I don't know how many times I want to run into Sawyer Swigum saying 225. not a guy I'd want to hit that hard. Really, not a guy I'd want to hit that hard.
Yeah, that's a business decision if you're going to take on someone that size. First and 10 at the 47-yard line. Ball spotted right in the middle of the field as Davis going to give on an end around. Believe this is Copsey, and Noah Copsey trying to break away from his defender, but gets gang tackled near the 40-yard line. And let's see, are they going to spot it at the 40? It looks like they will. Nice game there for Copsey, a gain of 7. Sets up 2nd and 3. 6:49 to play in the first quarter, still scoreless.
Ridge really not having a problem moving the ball downfield. They've had a lot of successful rushes for over 8 yards. I mean, hopefully the Blue Gold's defense gets something figured out here.
Play number 6 of this drive for the Wolves. 2nd and 3, near side hash mark at the 40-yard line. Noah Copsey in motion from the left side, fakes inside to Scaife, and now Reese Drew breaking away on the right side across the 20 to the 10, angling towards the pylon. He is in for Northland Buildings touchdown. Reese Drew with a 40-yard touchdown scamper. And River Ridge is on the board first, 6-0 with 6:21 to play in the first quarter.
Ridge had a really successful run game, that, as you can tell, getting that long run for that touchdown. Really impressive by the Ridge offense here.
Reese Drew takes it to the house, and that's Reese Drew's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. River Ridge lining up for the 2-point conversion, and Drew is under center, and he will surge his way in. No, they're going to say he didn't make it across the goal line. So our score remains River Ridge 6, Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 0 with 6:21 to play in quarter number 1. We'll be back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 2.
Hello, Dr. Matt here from Cuba City Family Dental. Something we take pride in is having 3 state-of-the-art facilities in Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Our investment in the latest technology and innovative services allows us to provide top-notch dental care to our area families. Take control of your oral health and make an appointment with our team, and let's make your smile the best it can be. Contact Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental now, and let's start this journey together. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
In game 2.
Ensuing kickoff is returned to the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 40-yard line, and the Blue Girls will set up shop after River Ridge scored on their first drive. 6-0 with 6:17 to play in the first quarter on our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Spot of the football is at the 41-yard line on the far side hash mark. First and 10, Blue Golds. Blue Golds coming out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side, 1 back in the backfield. As Lummis fakes the pitch to the right side, now keeps it. Goes between the tackle and guard on the right side and surges forward to the 50-yard line. Might have enough for Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down, depending on the spot. It is right at the marker, and the far side official says move the sticks. First and 10 for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. Ball at the River Ridge 48-yard line.
Good first play for the Blue Golds. Great first drive for the Timberwolves. I think that's exactly the start they wanted. Coach Wilkins talked about coming out strong and getting that first quarter turnover, and that's exactly what they did. And let's see what the Blue Golds can do with their second drive.
River scored on a 6-play drive on their first time on the field on offense. Second play on this drive for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. First and 10 at the River Ridge 48-yard line near side hash mark as Lummis fakes to the deep back, but it's the inside ball carrier that gets it across the 45-yard line, as that is Carson Syme on the carry, and Syme will bring it out to the River Ridge 44-yard line. Nice gain there for Syme.
Last week you'd watch Carson Syme. I don't think he might have had 1 or 2 carries where he didn't get to or past the line of scrimmage. He's only averaging 5.6 yards, but he's getting those 5.6 yards, and he's taking someone with him.
Community First Bank, for the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC. 2nd and 6 at the River Ridge 44-yard line, near side hash mark. And an end around to Konachek. And Konachek gets to the second level and gets tackled on the far side hash mark by a River Ridge linebacker. And it will be 3rd and short coming up for the Wolves. I believe that was Blake Reynolds on the tackle for River Ridge. And it will be 3rd and 2 coming up at the 41-yard line. .426 and counting until the end of the first quarter. River Ridge 6, Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben nothing. Blue Golds coming to the line of scrimmage. Again on 3rd and 2. 2 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver wide to the left side. Lummis under center, and Lummis going to give to one of the backs, and I believe that's Konachek. Spins away for the second effort, and he is right at the first down marker. We'll see if they move the sticks, and he might be just shy. It is 4th down. Now a big decision coming up for the Blue Golds. It's obviously 4-down territory just given where the ball is, but what kind of play call can they drop, and can the River Ridge defense stand up?
That River Ridge D-line is doing a great job just piercing right away and not letting those ball carriers get very far.
Here it is, 4th and short at the 40-yard line. Lummis under center, 2 backs in the backfield. Wing back on the right side goes in motion, and someone got a head start, but which side? It's a false start on the Blue Golds. So a false start moves the Blue Golds back 5, and now do you still try and go for it, or do you punt this one away?
I think so far, so deep in the Timberwolves territory, I think, given the Blue Golds mentality, I think they're going to go for it.
Our first accepted Pink's penalty of the game, brought to you by Pink's Automotive. Makes it 4th and 6 with 3:15 and counting until the end of the first quarter. And the Blue Golds are lining up to go for it again on 4th down. Ball's at the 45-yard line. They have to get it across the 39 for a first down. Lummis with a pitch out to the near side, and the ball carrier at the 40 gets the first down and gets tackled near the 34-yard line. Believe that was Konachek on the carry that time for the Blue Golds, and a 4th down conversion for the Blue Golds extends the drive. Play number 6 coming up, 1st and 10 on the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty, first down.
When in doubt, run that QB option. Blue Golds are really known for their big quarterback and their elusive backfield. When in doubt, they're just going to hand that out. Like I said, given the Blue Golds mentality, they're going to take that 4th down.
1st and 10 at the River Ridge 34-yard line on the near side hash mark. One receiver to the right side. That is number 10, Gage Wall. Wing back to the left side. 2 backs in the backfield. Lummis ducking under center. Wing back in motion going from the left side. And Lummis going to keep it off the snap and surges forward to the 30-yard line. Cooper Lummis, 6'1", 200 pounds, and it was immediate. As soon as he took the snap, he just fell forward and ends up getting 3 yards on the play. Ball's at the 31-yard line. Game tonight brought to you by River Ridge Realty Southwest. Call Barbara Bernhardt, broker-owner, to help you in every aspect of buying or selling real estate. River Ridge Realty Southwest, serving Southwest Wisconsin. Also by Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City and at coleacresgolfandgrill.com. 2nd and 7 for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben at the River Ridge 31-yard line, and an end around to Konachek. Konachek escapes one defender, surges forward across the 30 or the 25-yard line, I should say, but another Pink's penalty flag in the backfield as someone lost their helmet. And I believe it's a hold against the Blue Golds, so that negates another big play for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. They were able to overcome a penalty earlier on the drive, but this one hurts a little bit more as it's going to be a 10-yard penalty for the hold.
I think that was number 2, Jackson Konachek's helmet rolling across the 45-yard line.
10-yard penalty will make it 2nd and 17.
So the Pink's penalty moves the football back to the 41-yard line. Second Pink's penalty of the drive for the Blue Golds. 1:31 to go in the first quarter. River Ridge 6, Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben nothing. Get you a shoebox scoreboard update as well in just a minute. On our other Queen Bee Radio family of stations on X1071, we have Platteville at Dodgeville on 97.7 Country WGLR, Lancaster and Prairie du Chien going at it. And on AM 1590 WPVL, big matchup in the Swall, Belleville taking on Fenimore. 2nd and 17 here is the pitch out to the near side out of the shotgun, and a great tackle on the near side by Brock Bungie. I believe it was Syme who had the ball on the pitch and sets up 3rd and long for the Blue Golds. Football is at the 39-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. Makes it 3rd and 15 to go.
Great open field tackle by Brock Bungie. Really impressive being able to take down Carson Syme that easily.
36 seconds and counting might be the final play of the first quarter. On 3rd and long, Lemus under center, 2 backs in the backfield. Wingback goes in motion from right to left. Dropping back to passes Lemus. Lemus trying to escape 2 defenders, but he is dropped down back behind the line of scrimmage for a Subs.com sack by number 71, Eli Hamilton. There is another Pinks penalty flag on the field. We'll see if this play counts. And it is a hold against the Blue Golds, and River Ridge will decline that penalty. It's 4th and long after the Subs.com sack, and the Blue Golds will punt.
Like I said before, number 71, Eli Hamilton, you see him in the backfield a lot. It seems like the Blue Gold offensive line doesn't really have an answer for him yet.
7-yard loss on the sack, and the clock is winding with 15 seconds left. And we'll see if the Blue Golds do kind of the line of scrimmage and punt this away, or if we will take this to the second quarter. And that looks to be the case. We will go to the second quarter. And through 1 quarter of play, it's River Ridge 6, Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben nothing. Second quarter coming your way next on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 3.
Attention business owners. Are you tired of monthly fees eating into your profits? Look no further than People State Bank. People State Bank's business checking account has no monthly service charge. Yes, you heard that right. 0 monthly service charges. But that's not all. Enjoy free ATM and debit cards, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay services. With People State Bank, managing your business finances has never been easier or more affordable. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on unnecessary fees. Switch to People State Bank today and take care of your business finances. People State Bank, member FDIC.
Affordable health care right here in Dubuque at Crescent Community Health Center. Crescent offers affordable, high-quality health care to everyone with insurance assistance available. Whether you need medical, dental, brain health, or general wellness, Crescent provides the expertise you expect and deserve. Learn more of the variety of services available by visiting crescentchc.org. Crescent Community Health Center on the corner of 17th and Elm Street in Dubuque.
In Game 3.
Great Regional Health Center and People State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 4th and long. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben punted away from it right to left, and the ball gets angled out of bounds near the River Ridge 25-yard line, and the Wolves will set up shop near the 25 for their second drive of the game, cashing in on their first drive, a 6-play drive resulting in a Reese Drew 40-yard touchdown run. Our score is 6-0 through a quarter and 12 seconds. Here at River Ridge High School in Patch Grove. Glad you're with us on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tyler Dutanis and Wyatt Mulliken with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. River Ridge breaks the huddle. They come to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left. Brandon Scaife, the running back, as some delay and I believe a timeout now taken. I believe by River Ridge.
Maybe some confusion in the backfield.
Yeah, both teams going to their respective sideline. Not sure who called timeout, but there is a stoppage and both teams going to their respective sidelines. And while they sort that out, we'll tell you that our game is brought to you by Drone Electric. No job is too big or small for Jason at Drone Electric. Call Drone Electric for your next project. Find Drone Electric on Facebook to learn more. And by Top Notch Construction and Design, Dave Drone, Pete and Paul Langmeyer, Kevin Zart, and crew will take on any construction project from concept through completion. Top Notch Construction and Design of Patch Grove and at topnotchconstruct.com. The Economy Feed Mill of Bloomington, Glen Haven, and Fenimore, featuring custom blends and more for your operation. The Economy Feed Mill in Bloomington, Glen Haven, and Fenimore. by Northland Buildings. For a quality Northland building built tough at the Northland, contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post-frame buildings in Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you are ready. Scoreboard isn't indicating who took the timeout, so I'm not sure what the delay was. I believe it was a timeout by River Ridge, as there was some confusion, it seemed, as they lined up offensively. But now the Wolves break the huddle. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. A wing back to the right side of the formation as Davis is under center. Davis going to give inside to Scaife, and Scaife has stood right back. And no, the ball's loose, and the Blue Goals recover, and they return it for a Northland Buildings touchdown.
What a play by the defensive line. I was just going to say that the coaches got to be excited to start their second drive. Not the way you want to start it. Not the way you want to start it. Great defensive play by the Blue Golds.
I believe that was Cooper Lummis who came away with the strip sack and then ran it all the way back into the end zone. And just like that, we are tied up at 6. And now the Blue Golds lining up for the point and flush extra point or 2-point conversion.
I think that defense might be fired up after that 6-play drive from the Timberwolves leading to their rushing touchdown.
So Lancaster Dental Fenimore Smiles turnover results in a Northland Buildings touchdown, and now the 2-point conversion as Lummis ducks under center. One of the running backs goes in motion from the left side. Lummis dropping back to pass, fires to the right side. Pass is caught for the 2-point conversion just inside the pylon and the goal line. And I believe Gage Wall was the one on the far side who caught it for the Blue Golds. And now Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben all of a sudden leading 8-6 with 11:40 to play in the second quarter, as River Ridge had a great first quarter, able to keep the Blue Golds out of the end zone. And as they began their second drive, a fumble on the first play, resulting in a scoop and score for the Blue Golds. The 2-point conversion good, now a 2-point lead, and now the River Ridge offense has to answer.
Great defense, great throw, great snag, and all of a sudden, what we thought was going to be a lopsided game, Blue Golds are now up 8-6. Beautiful play there, beautiful play there.
Potential Tricor turning point moment there, as it's 8-6. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben leading River Ridge. Wolves back to return as Hunter Hagensick has the ball teed up for the Blue Golds. Preston Gage and Reese Drew back to return for River Ridge. And the kickoff is a squib kick that will be fielded at the 35-yard line, and the special teams player for River Ridge just goes to the ground as number 52, Emery Simerson, comes up with the football for River Ridge, and the River Ridge offense sets up shop at their own 35-yard line, trying to now answer what Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben just did a moment ago.
Excited what the Blue Golds defense can do here after a strip leading into a touchdown.
One receiver to each side of the formation for River Ridge, classic flexbone formation. The wingback on the right side goes in motion, and the inside carry for Scaife brings it across the 40 to the 42-yard line, just surging ahead. Next gain of about 6, maybe 7 on the play. Second and medium coming up for River Ridge. 11:25 to play second quarter. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 8, River Ridge 6. Called a gain of 6 on the play. They move the football to the 41-yard line. On receiver to the side of the formation once again. Davis brings the team to the line of scrimmage, ducks under center on 2nd and 4. And an end around to Brock Bungie. Bungie with some blockers on the far side, gets across the 45 and to the 47-yard line. More than enough for Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. Gain of 6. And 1st and 10 coming up for River Ridge at the 47-yard line.
Following his blockers gets him those extra 4 yards that lead to a first down.
Clare Bank with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Clare Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. 1st and 10 for River Ridge at their own 47-yard line. Quick pass to the near side. Caught by Bungie. Bungie escapes one defender, but met down and thrown down by Hunter Hagensick at the 50-yard line, as Bungie was able to escape one, but Hagensick having none of that after that, throwing some Pop-Tarts there that time. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up for River Ridge.
That throw couldn't be any more Blue Golds. These guys are fired up. Coming off of a strip touchdown, I can't imagine that these guys want to stop anytime soon.
You're looking for physicality. You got it right there. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Davis ducks under center with 10 minutes to play in the second quarter, and a give inside to Scaife, and Scaife drops the shoulder and gets an additional yard on the second effort across the 45 to maybe the 44. We'll see how much forward progress they give him, but it'll be 3rd and short coming up for River Ridge. Actually, going to move the football back to the 46-yard line. Gain of 3. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. 3rd and 3 for River Ridge. 1 receiver to each side. Copsey, the wingback on the left side, going in motion for a second time, and another give inside to Scaife, and nowhere to go for Braden Scaife as the defensive line for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben stands him up at the line. And they do give him forward progress, but still not enough for Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. River Ridge is lining up to go for it on 4th and short.
Stopped pretty quick by 52 Sawyer Swigum. Like I said, once he gets his hand on you, not really getting past it.
4th and about half a yard to go for River Ridge at the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 44-yard line, and another give inside. No, it's a pitch out, and the defense stands tall for the Blue Golds. Should be a turnover on downs as Reese Drew had nowhere to go, trying to bounce it to the right side. And I believe Caden Roberts there to make the hit, and it's a turnover on downs for River Ridge. The Blue Golds will take over with 8:45 to play in the second quarter, leading 8-6.
Great defensive outing there for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben, and they got to be so excited to get the ball back on offense, do something with it.
8:45 remaining in the second quarter. Blue Golds take over at their own 44-yard line on the near side hash mark, working from right to left as we see it from the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Cooper Lummis will duck under center, 2 backs in the backfield, a wing back to the right side, receiver out to the left. Wing back goes in motion. And an inside give. I believe that was Carson Syme on the carry, and Syme brings it out to the 50-yard line. Met by Blake Reynolds on the tackle. Gain of about 6 yards on the play. Sets up 2nd and 4 at the 50. Game tonight brought to you by Russell Offices, here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin. Russell Law Offices. 2nd and 4 for the Blue Golds. 8:09 and counting in the second quarter. Blue Golds leading River Ridge 8-6. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to each side. Lummis with a pitch to, I believe that's Hagensick, and Hagensick will bring it across the 50 to the 48, maybe the 47-yard line. Sets up 3rd and short.
Speaking of injury, both coaches talked about they're both very grateful that besides some bumps and bruises, both their teams are 100% healthy.
You need all the health that you can get when you're playing a physical football game like this. 7:33 and counting in the second quarter. 3rd and 2 for the Blue Golds at the River Ridge 48. They have to get it across the 46 for a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. 2 receivers to the right. Or 2 backs in the backfield, I should say. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Now the running back on the right side goes in motion, and Lummis fakes inside but keeps it and surges up the middle for a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down to the 40-yard line. Gain of 8 yards on the play. That'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 for the Blue Golds at the River Ridge 41-yard line. Gain of 7.
You see that secondary. The secondary for the Timberwolves defense kind of freezes when they don't see it in that running back's hands, and they see Lomas coming up. Everybody's kind of frozen. You can't imagine that they're going to stop him right away.
Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist, the pros of Brian's, gets the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. Shotgun look again for the Blue Golds. 2 receivers to each side. Lummis with the running back to his right side. Lummis takes a snap, nearly fumbled it. Now trying to roll to his left. Escapes one defender, fires over the middle. Pass is bobbled and caught at the 35-yard line. Ball loose on the turf after the play, but the official says he's down. And we'll see who caught the ball for the Blue Golds as they have their number turned away from us, and whoever caught the ball is hurt. and will be tended to by the training staff. The clock is stopped with 6:17 to play in the second quarter as the injured Blue Gold being tended to. It'll be 2nd and 3 coming up.
Is there such thing as a two-time reporter's jinx? I got to stop talking about these injuries.
Gage Wall was the intended, or was the receiver who got injured, had the catch and got injured on the play, and I'm guessing he just fell on the football and maybe knocked the wind out of him as he gets up under his own strength and will walk to the Blue Gold sideline.
He's got that Blue Gold grit, being able to hold onto the ball. Cooper almost sacked, being able to break that sack. Off balance throw, catches, and glad he held on to it.
2nd and 3 for the Blue Gold, 6:05 and counting in the second quarter. Blue Gold's up 8-6 on River Ridge. Two receivers each side of the formation. Lummis out of the shotgun once again. And Lummis fakes inside, now keeps it, and gets some yardage, but not enough for a first down. As Brock Bungie there to make the tackle, and it'll be 3rd and short for the Blue Golds as, boy, Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben has been really sitting on the football. River Ridge has only run 7 offensive plays in this game.
I'm excited to see if the Blue Golds offense can get a couple more yards here for this first down and what they can do in the red zone.
Blue Golds come to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 1 at the 33-yard line. One receiver out to the left, two backs in the backfield. And a give inside. And the ball carrier stood up near the line of scrimmage, and the defense for the Wolves pushed the ball carrier back. And it will be 4th down for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben.
I don't know what it is, but that Timberwolves D-line is getting in there quick. Anything going up the middle is getting stopped at the scrimmage or line of scrimmage or behind it.
I couldn't tell if that was Carson Syme or Hagensick that was on the carry on that last play, but it is 4th down and short. We are closing in on 4:35 and counting. And the Blue Gold offense comes to the line. One receiver out to the left, two backs in the backfield once again. The wing back on the right side going in motion. Lummis dropping back, rolling out. Now a quick pass to the far side. Pass is caught. And the receiver gets across the first down marker to the 30-yard line. But I believe there was a Pigs penalty flag on the far side of the field. The far side official indicating a hold. And it looks like a Pigs penalty flag will move him back 10.
Gosh, Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben's having a really hard time with the holding penalties. Same thing as last week. Really having a lot of trouble either with that offensive line holding. Can't imagine their coaches are happy about that.
Took what would have been a converted first down to now 4th and 12 at the 44-yard line. The River Ridge defense trying to get their crowd into it along our side of the field, and the Ayers Furniture best seat in the house. Clock now winds once again. We're at 4:12 and counting. And the Blue Golds are lining up to punt it away as Hunter Hagensick dropping back to punt, averaging 37.8 yards per punt. And Preston Gage and Reese Drew set to return for River Ridge as this punt is a end-over-end punt, takes a bounce inside the 15-yard line and dies near the 13-yard line. Nice punt there by Hunter Hagensick, and now River Ridge finally taking possession once again after being turned over on downs on their last drive. 3:49 to go in the second quarter. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben leading the Wolves 8-6.
This will put the Timberwolves kind of tight on their back. So far back in their field, only on the 13-yard line. Excited to see what the Blue Gold defense has in store.
Today's game brought to you by McNett Electric in Belmont. They can assist with all of your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. 1st and 10 for River Ridge at their own 13-yard line. Classic flexbone look and a give inside to Scaife, and Scaife gets across the 15 to maybe the 16-yard line. Gain of 3 should be 2nd and 7 for River Ridge Clock continues to run at 3:35 and counting. Breckler Insurance Group, for all of your insurance needs. See Steve Landusky at Breckler Insurance Group in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. Also by WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. And by the Highland State Bank of Highland and at highlandstatebank.net. 2nd and 7 for River Ridge at their own 16-yard line. Another flexbone look again. And a give inside to Scaife, and Scaife gets into the second level across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. That moves the sticks for a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. River Ridge on the move. Both teams with all three of their timeouts. And forward progress gets the football to the 25-yard line. Gain of 9 on that last play for Scaife.
So far, Timberwolves have done a good job getting out so far back in their field. Doing a good job getting out of it.
First and 10 for River Ridge at their own 25, trailing 8-6. Wolves dropping back to pass. Davis fires a pass near side. Ball hanging in and out of the hands of the defender for the Blue Golds as Jackson Konachek tried to high point the ball. Able to knock it away out of the hands of Cale Koenig. It'll be 2nd and 10 with the clock stopped at 2:39 to go until halftime.
Looked like the ball may have slipped out of his hand before it left. It real wobbly coming out of the hand, and didn't think it's part of the reason why Jackson was able to pull it in.
RPM Automotive in Prairie du Chien. Are you having car trouble? RPM fixes everything, and they have loaner cars too. RPM Automotive in Prairie du Chien is another carry inside for River Ridge on 2nd and 10. Gets it across the 30 to the 31-yard line. I believe Scaife was the carrier that time once again for River Ridge, and sets up 3rd and 4 with 2:21 and counting. Wolves break the huddle and come to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4 at their own 32-yard line. One receiver to the right side. As Reese Drew fakes inside, now bounces it to the left, and Drew drops the shoulder and gets the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. Reese Drew now in at quarterback for River Ridge on a few plays here.
Been pretty successful with getting around that offensive line and being able to scrounge up some yards.
Football is at the 38-yard line. Gain of 6 on the last play. Play number 6 of the drive coming up for the Wolves. Minute 35 and counting. And a give inside to Scaife. Scaife gets away from one defender but can't escape the second as he gets it to the 40-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. Now you think River Ridge want to pick up the pace a little bit as the clock's starting to wind down until halftime. Reese Drew gets the play from the River Ridge sideline. Our game tonight brought to you by the Christensen Mill in Wauzeka. See Ben at the Christensen Mill for custom blends tailored to your operation. The Christensen Mill in Wauzeka. Reese Drew under center and fakes it to Scaife. Now bounces it to the left side and gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage, I believe. We'll call that a subs.com sack. As Reese Drew had a nice move on the fake and tried to bounce it to the left, but the Blue Gold defense able to make a stop.
Blue Golds are seeming to get a pretty good hold on these tendencies that the Timberwolves got with that getting around the offensive line, trying to push it upfield, and so far they've done a decent job in closing that.
Well, at the 43-yard line in River Ridge. Looking to play a little more conservative, it looks like, as we're at 10 seconds left until halftime. Reese Drew gives inside to Scaife, and that looks to be the final play of the first half. And through one half of play, it's Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 8, River Ridge 6. Game tonight brought to you by Southwest Health with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. By West End Salvage of Lancaster, see Junkyard Joe Cranston, the West End Salvage team for recycling, as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster, and by Lely Center Monroe, call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lely Center Monroe. Coming up next, the McNutt Electric halftime report. We'll check in on the shoebox scoreboard of some of the other games across our area, and we'll get you the Millie's Diner halftime fix. That's all straight ahead here on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and superhits106.com.
In Game 4.
For the past 70 years, Grant Regional Health Center has been more than a hospital. We've been your neighbors, your caregivers, your support in life's biggest moments. From welcoming new life to standing strong in times of need, we've grown with you because of you. As we celebrate our 70th anniversary, we remain committed to our communities and what matters most, exceptional local care for you. Grant Regional Health Center, celebrating 70 years of caring for our communities.
If it's a double 50 or double 4 parlor you milk, see Fuller's Milker Center, your Kia dealer. Fuller's offers a complete line of high technology solutions to make your dairy a model of efficiency with state-of-the-art milking systems, revolutionary milking units, and the latest in udder prep and post-dipping systems with the best in automated animal monitoring. No matter how many cows you milk, you can rely on Fuller's Milker Center, LLC in Lancaster and Richland Center to keep your operation at peak efficiency.
In Game 4.
Halftime at River Ridge High School in Patch Grove. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben with an 8-6 lead on the River Ridge Timberwolves. Coming up next, the McNett Electric halftime report and the Millie's Diner halftime fix on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 5.
Hello, Amy here from Cuba City Family Dental. Part of our dedication to excellence in the dental services we offer are same-day crowns. Instead of return visits to our office, we can diagnose and fix your tooth in one day at any of our 3 convenient locations. Call us when you are in need and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
In Game 5.
Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Laley Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. A quick check on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest, over on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Fenimore with a 14-6 lead over Belleville, and on X1071 and X1071.com, Platteville with a set 14-7 lead on the Dodgeville Dodgers, and in the second quarter on 97.7 Country WGLR, Prairie du Chien with a 21-6 lead on the Lancaster Flying Arrows. And another update that we can tell you about, Potosi-Cassville with a 28-0 lead on Peck Argyle with 3:18 to play in the first quarter. Take another break, and we'll come back with the McNett Electric halftime report. We'll get our Millie's Diner halftime fix and the second half all straight ahead here on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and superhits106.com.
Halftime 3 minutes.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
I'm here with Kyle Wiskus from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Kyle, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery even while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and take a test drive today.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Enjoy the colors of fall and take a drive to Raleigh Cheese House. Stop in and try our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. Try our own fresh, squeaky cheese curds made every week. We also carry many other local cheeses, a wide variety of snacks, deli sandwiches, and beverages. It is worth the drive to shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23 Shellsburg.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
Grant Regional Health Center People State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Laley Center Monroe, and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Our halftime score in Patch Grove, the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Golds 8, River Ridge 6. This is our McNett Electric halftime report, brought to you by McNett Electric in Belmont. And low-scoring, fast-moving game here through one half of play. In the first quarter, River Ridge scored a touchdown on a 40-yard touchdown scamper for Reese Drew to make it 6-0 after the two-point conversion was no good. And then the Blue Golds get a score off a River Ridge fumble. I believe it was Cooper Lummis that brought it back for the touchdown. The two-point conversion to Gage Wall was good, and our score at halftime, 8-6. But one of the storylines that we just learned during halftime here, Wyatt, is that it appears that there's an apparent injury to Brandon Davis, the starting quarterback for River Ridge. He's been a 3-year starter for the Wolves, and not only that, he's also the leading tackler for the Wolves coming into this game. So a pretty significant injury. I've heard through text and a few other people saying that it's likely a collarbone injury, but regardless, he's going to be out for the rest of the game, it appears. And when your season hangs in the balance for the River Ridge Timberwolves and you're fighting for your playoff lives, it's going to be a tough go without one of your senior leaders on this team.
Yeah, Brandon Davis is a very dual threat quarterback. One of the points of Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben had was to really help control Brandon Davis. And like they said at the start of the game, they were excited for all their players to be out in the field, and I can't imagine that their coaching staff or any of the players on the team they got to be set. They can't be missing their like you said, their leading tackler, their quarterback. His senior year, he can't imagine he's very happy right now.
Yep, and Brandon Davis, a multi-sport athlete as well. This could, factor into basketball season and things like that down the line. But of course, the immediate attention for River Ridge is trying to get the W against the Blue Golds here tonight. As again, River Ridge a projected 8 seed, but a loss here. Yes, it's a quality team for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben, but when you're the 8 seed, you don't want to leave things to chance to a computer to potentially get you in or out. Every point matters in this playoff matrix system, and got to give yourself a fighting chance, and we'll see what River Ridge decides to do. They do receive to begin the second half, which is a positive sign, so they can orchestrate something, but we saw River Ridge not really showing urgency to end that first half. They decided to sit on the football with all three of their timeouts for the final, say, 3:49 of that first quarter. So kind of interesting that River Ridge didn't have that urgency and aggression, but maybe that just means that Coach Wade Winkers is drawing something up for the Wolves to come out strong in the second half and give the Wolves a fighting chance.
Yeah, Coach Winkers talked about being able to come out strong and get those early first quarter turnovers, and they did that. And it was surprising to see. I don't know if it was part of the game plan to kind of hold on to the ball and don't be making mistakes and risk turning the ball over late in the second quarter. The Blue Golds are up 8-6, which is a good sign for the Blue Golds coming into the second quarter for the second half. But I can't imagine Coach Joy's very happy with his offensive production. That 8 points came from a defensive fumble and a pickup by Cooper Lomas for the 2-point conversion, and with 4 penalties for their offense. I don't think, start of the second half, the Blue Golds got to get something started on offense because I don't think they can rely on their defense to score the ball for them.
Yeah, let's talk about the Millie's Diner halftime fix brought to you by Millie's Diner in Dickeyville. Stop in and see what they're fixing for you. You alluded to it for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. Obviously, penalties have been crucial because it's when they happen, too, that are really critical and, drive-stopping penalties where you have a fourth down conversion, but a penalty moves you back 5 yards or 10 yards, depending on what the penalty is. So momentum-stopping penalties for the Blue Golds. But for River Ridge, I think for them in the second half, the offense wasn't on the field all that long. You mentioned, the Blue Golds not having a lot of offensive production. They have the time of possession in their favor. They just weren't able to put points on the scoreboard. Now River Ridge has to try and dictate the pace, kind of use their offense as defense, so to speak, to keep the offense off the field and really try and control the game without their star two-way player, Brandon Davis, out of the lineup now.
Exactly like Coach Joy said at the beginning, he wanted to control the pace, play their game, and I think part of that's true. They've really controlled the pace. When they wanted to move the ball, they moved the ball, but they really haven't been playing their game. They haven't been able to execute offensively. And the River Ridge defense, the Timberwolves defense, their D-line is just getting in the backfield and stopping whatever they have in mind. I can't say that the Blue Golds D-line isn't doing that good either. They are doing amazing at stopping the ball. No penalties by I don't think I've seen. Was there one penalty?
Yeah, no penalties for River Ridge yet
no
tonight.
penalties for Ridge. They just had that one fumble that put them down, and then turnover on downs, and that failed 2-point conversion is really a lot of first quarter mistakes, like Coach Winkle said, and they're kind of paying for it now. But they do get a receive at the beginning of the second half, so I'm curious what they can do with the ball. And like you mentioned, their offense play defense and try to keep that time-wasting Blue Gold offense on the field.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting second half. Again, our halftime score 8-6. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben on top of River Ridge. This has been the McNett Electric halftime report brought to you by McNett Electric in Belmont. The second half coming your way next on Dubuque Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 6.
Oakwood Fruit Farm is bursting with the flavors of fall. Check out Honeycrisp, Cortland McIntosh, and many more apples. The bakery's in full swing with fresh apple cider donuts, take and bake pies ready for your oven. Gooey caramel apples. While you're there, stock up on fresh apple cider, cranberries, pumpkins, squash, and other seasonal treats. And here's the cherry. Apple on top. Every Tuesday, take 10% off all apple purchases. Celebrate the taste of fall at Oakwood Fruit Farm, where every bite tastes like autumn.
Oakwood Fruit Farms, that's the one for family fun.
Looking to upgrade your floors? Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington has new arrivals in stock ready to install. Choose from luxury vinyl plank, tile, and laminate from top brands like Paramount and Mannington. Hermson's has in-stock carpet rolls too. And don't worry about the hassle because they measure and install. Hermson's now stocks Sluter systems for tile, showers, and floors, complete with waterproofing and drains. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, family owned since 1942.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
In Game 6.
Start of the second half coming up from River Ridge High School in Patch Grove. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 8, River Ridge 6 on our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Tyler Dictanis and Wyatt Mulligan with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Our game tonight brought to you by Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control with over 40 years of professional, friendly service. By Pink's Automotive in Lancaster and Goodney's Garage in Platteville, they have certified technicians, equipment, and experience to keep your vehicle in top running condition. People's State Bank for personal, home, business, and ag loans. Visit one of their area convenient locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC. Subs.com. Fuel your fitness journey with a wide selection of products from a locally owned company. Visit their Fenimore, Dubuque, and Platteville locations and at subs.com. Lancaster Dental Associates and Fenimore Smiles. Get the smile you want and the health you deserve. Learn more at lancdent.com. Bouse Electric. Call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Bouse Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore. Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, and at sloans.com. Millie's Diner in Dickeyville, where everything is homemade. Open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Check out their menu and daily specials on Facebook. Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best. See Rob Krantz of the crew for full-service repair on cars and light trucks, too. Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best in Fenimore. Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, or refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only National Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. Point and Flush Sportsman's Club. Their guided upland bird and waterfowl hunts with friends and family will create memories that'll last forever. Make your best shot with Point and Flush Sportsman's Club in Potosi. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Ginger and the gang a call. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service because at Les Mack you always get more from less. Rosemeyer Wealth Management will design a plan specific for your retirement goals. The experts at Rosemeyer Management will answer all your questions, even if you don't know what questions to ask. Check out their website at rosemeyermg.com. And by Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty, if you have livestock, farmland, or buildings to sell, call Daryl Krapp. Visit bigiron.com to learn more. Second half set to kick off in just a few moments. River Ridge set to receive. And again, River Ridge will begin the second half without their quarterback and linebacker Brandon Davis. As multiple messages that I've been seeing and hearing is that it's a speculative broken collarbone, so he's for sure out of the game. We can see him walking with a sling on the River Ridge sideline, so that means Reese Drew will be handling the quarterback duties for River Ridge to begin the second half.
You know, as you bring it up, injuries are a very unfortunate part of the game, but when you're facing two teams that want to make a point that they can win and they will be a problem in the playoffs, and they want to play hard, they want to prove themselves this game, that comes at a cost to your body, and these guys are kind of showing it. Obviously, Gage Wall didn't get as banged up as quarterback number one Brandon Davis, but you know, these guys healthy and playing hard, and now they're, unfortunately, Brandon Davis won't be able to play the rest of this game.
Cooper Lummis has the football teed up at the 40-yard line. River Ridge back to return. Preston Gage and Reese Drew set to receive. Lummis gives the signal, runs up, and the second half is underway, and it's a squib kick that's fielded on the far side at the 39-yard line for River Ridge, as that was number 18. Aaron Bedward jumping on the football for River Ridge. 1st and 10 for the Wolves, as Reese Drew brings the River Ridge offense out to the field, trailing 8-6 as we begin the third quarter.
Yeah, Blue Goals really like that squib kick, and when those second line of those kickoff returners get it, they just want to get down. They don't want to have to risk anything. Those coaches will tell them, just get down and keep that yardage.
1st and 10 for River Ridge at their own 39-yard line, far side hash mark, one receiver out to the left. Reese Drew set to duck under center. Wing back on the left side goes in motion, but a give inside to Scaife, and Scaife has stood up at the line of scrimmage as the defensive line for the Blue Golds winning the point of attack that time, and forward progress brings the football to the 40-yard line, called a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 coming up for River Ridge. Game tonight brought to you by the Highland State Bank and at highlandstatebank.net, and my Breckler Insurance Group for all of your insurance needs. See Steve Landusky at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. 2nd and 9 at the 40-yard line. Reese Drew fakes inside, now bounces it to left. Gets away from one defender, but then a gang tackle near the 42-yard line. Gain of maybe 2 yards on the play. And 3rd and medium coming up for River Ridge, as it looks like they will give them forward progress to the 42. So make it 3rd and 7.
Timberwolves seem to favor that a quick pass out, and they want to get outside that offensive line and try to run up the sidelines. But like I said, the Blue Golds are doing a good job at stopping that. Our
receiver to each side on 3rd and 7, and an end around give. I believe this is Noah Copsey trying to look for room on the near sideline. Tiptoes the sideline across the 50 and knocked out of bounds in Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben territory, as Noah Copsey filling in for where Reese Drew normally plays in the formation. And Noah Copsey brings it to the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 47-yard line. A Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for River Ridge. The beat goes on. Play number 4 of this drive coming up. Wolves come to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10 at the 47. 10:39 to play, 3rd quarter. 8-6. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben on top as Reese Drew gives inside to Scaife. Scaife bounces to the left side, gets across the 40. One man to beat, and that last defender for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben able to make the tackle just shy of the 30-yard line. Nice run there by Braden Scaife. It's a gain of 16 as the football's at the 31-yard line, and just what the doctor ordered for River Ridge.
You don't want that last line of defense have to make a tackle, but luckily for the Blue Golds, they were able to execute.
1st and 10 at the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 31-yard line. Ball spotted right in the middle of the field, and another give inside to Scaife, and Scaife ducks the shoulder and gets gang tackled by 4 Blue Golds. And they say he's down at the 30, so a gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Timberwolves have been doing a good job of getting the ball downfield. Now we're in the deep in Blue Gold territory in the red zone. I'm curious what they'll be able to do to good scoring opportunity for the Timberwolves.
WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. 2nd and 9, 9:38 to go, 3rd quarter, 8-6. Blue Golds on top of the Wolves as Reese Drew gives to Scaife, and Scaife gets through the first line of defenders, but then the linebacking crew comes in to make the tackle after a gain of about 3 yards on the play. Sets up 3rd and about 5, maybe 6, depending on the spot. Looks like the football is at the 27-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. Game also brought to you by McNett Electric in Belmont. They can assist with all of your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. 3rd and 5 for River Ridge. 8:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. Play number 7 of the drive. Reese Drew takes the snap. Gives inside to Scaife, and Scaife is swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. A loss of yardage on the play. And I was trying to see which Blue Gold gets credit, and I believe that's number 33, Caden Roberts, who made the tackle. And now 4th down coming up for River Ridge, trailing 8-6 with 8:33 and counting in the 3rd quarter.
Really nobody blocking him, met him right at the line of scrimmage and stuck it right there. Great play by Blue Gold's defensive line.
So he got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll stay 4th and 6 at the 27-yard line. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC. 4th and 6 for River Ridge. 8:04 and counting. Reese Drew dropping back to pass. Going to heave one down to the far side of the field. Ball is high pointed and can't tell if it was intercepted or deflected, but it's a turnover on downs either way. As the ball got hung up in the air and the defender able to make the stop, and now River Ridge turns it over on downs. The Blue Golds will take over at the at their own 27-yard line with 7:58 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Great defensive play by Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. You can't imagine Ridge are going to do anything but pass. And really good adaptation by the second line defense for Blue Golds.
1st and 10 for Seneca. Wauzeka-Steuben. Cooper Lummis lines up under center, 2 backs in the backfield, and gives on an end around, and the ball carrier gets across the 30-yard line before being tackled near the first down marker. I believe that was Hunter Hagensick on the carry that time for the Blue Golds, and we'll say it's about a gain of 8 as the football is at the 36-yard line.
I got to tell you, these Blue Golds do not like to go down. You meet one of these guys at the goal line, he's going to drag 1 or 2 of these guys with you. Carson Syme, Hunter Hagensick, these guys aren't going to go down.
Mountain City Bank's total line of credit allows you to see equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop at Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. 7:15 to go in the third quarter. 8-6. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben on top. 2nd and 1. Lummis dropping back to pass. Rolls left. Now fires over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Just out of the reach of his intended receiver, looking for Jackson Konachek on the drag route, and it will be 3rd and short coming up for the Blue Golds. As again, it's a very manageable 2nd and short. Take a chance throwing a deep ball there, just a hair off target.
They had success one other time running that play. That's when Gage Well came down with it. Unfortunately, wasn't able to stick it right there.
River Ridge Realty Southwest. Call Barbara Bernhardt, broker owner, to help you in every aspect of buying or selling real estate. River Ridge Realty Southwest, serving Southwest Wisconsin. 3rd and 1 for the Blue Golds at the River Ridge, or their own 36-yard line. 7:05 to play in the third quarter. And Lummis gives inside, and I believe Syme will get the carry, and he gets the first down. A Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down as he gets it across the 37-yard line, and he gets a gain of 3 to the 39. 1st and 10 Blue Gold, 7 minutes to play in the third quarter, leading 8-6, trying to add on to their lead. Blue Golds come out to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10, ball spotted in the middle of the field at the 39-yard line. Shotgun look, 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Lummis dropping back to pass. Had time for a moment, and then he's swallowed up and taken down for the sack as Cale Koenig and Eli Hamilton tag team to make the Subs.com sack. Loss of about 6 yards on the play as the football's back to the 33-yard line. What a move there by Koenig, and then Eli Hamilton finishing it off.
The defensive line is getting their gig back here to start the second half. Getting back in that backfield like they started that first half off of. 71, Eli Hamilton able to spend a lot of his time back there.
2nd and 16 after the Subs.com sack. 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. 8-6, Blue Golds on top as Lummis ducks under center. Lummis gives to the deep back, and the back gets across the line of scrimmage before being twisted down across the 35-yard line to the 36. Number 9, Hunter Hagensick on the carry once again for the Blue Golds. Gain of about 4 sets up 3rd and about 12 at the Blue Golds 37-yard line. Again, a very fast-moving game here as over halfway through the third quarter. Most of our other games aren't even at halftime yet across our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Lummis out of the shotgun. Hagensick going in motion from left to right. Now Lummis dropping back to pass, rolling to his right. He's going to take off, and he is taken down at the knees on the far side of the field by the Timberwolves. As I believe that was Noah Copsey who made the tackle, or beg your pardon, the number 23, Brock Bungie. And it will be 4th and 9 to go for the Blue Golds. They will punt this one away.
Great defensive play. Cooper Lummis is not a small guy. When you got him charging at you, I can't imagine what he's thinking. Great defensive play to take him out of the angles. Force Blue Golds to punt the ball away.
Preston Gage and Reese Drew back to return for River Ridge. Cooper Luma set to punt this one away. But again, when you're the punter and the quarterback, you do have the option to put something up as River Ridge brings pressure but doesn't get there in time. And the ball will be fielded at the 25-yard line, brought out near the 35 on the far sideline. And River Ridge will take over with 4:10 to go in the third quarter, 8-6. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben on top. And Reese Drew will once again bring the River Ridge offense out on the field again. River Ridge out without Brandon Davis, who has an apparent injury to his collarbones. And the River Ridge defense does their job. Now can the offense put something together?
I bet you the Timberwolves are happy to get out of the Blue Gold's hands, wasting any more time. See what they can do with it.
Reese Davis under center, one receiver out to the left side. And a pitch out to the near side, but nowhere to go for Noah Cops. He has 3 Blue Golds gang to make the tackle. Yes, it's hard for us to tell which Blue Gold is making the tackle because the yellow numbers are really hard to read from our vantage point in the best seat in the house, the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. That's the only drawback to this game so far, is unable to really identify the players for the Blue Golds here tonight. I promise you we're doing our best. 2nd and 14 after a loss of 4 on the last play. Reese Drew gives it on an end around, and believe this is Bungie, and he is tackled near the 40-yard line on the near sideline. Actually, that's Noah Copsey once again. Lost 4 on the last play and brings it out to the 38-yard line.
When in doubt, go back to the end around. Timberwolves are seeming to really love doing that. And some success and some not success with the Blue Gold's defense being able to stop it.
3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Clock is stopped. Reese Drew under center. One receiver wide to the left side. Another give to Copsey, and Copsey is smacked at the line of scrimmage. Or beg your pardon, that's Bungie. Getting my 3s and 2s mixed up now. But gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe forward progress, gives him 1, and that's what the official does give, and that is going to bring up 4th down.
Met and taken down. Blue Gold's got to be happy with their D-line efficiency right now.
4th and 4 now. As back deep to return for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben is Hunter Hagensick. He has 1 punt return for a touchdown on the season. And set to punt it away is Luke Worley, and this is a nice punt. Takes a nice bounce inside the 20-yard line, rolling its way and trying to save it from going into the end zone is River Ridge, and they're going to say that is down inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. I believe it was Aaron Bedward who sprinted down the near sideline, and now the officials say it's a touchback. Yeah, the officials are talking about it now because, as I say, did Bedward get his momentum stopped before the goal line?
Amazing punt and amazing hustle by Edward. We'll see what the officials have to say.
Or now are they saying that someone from Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben touched it and it's River Ridge ball? Or no, they're going to say it's first down for the Blue Golds. That was what the confusion was because, yeah, the ball did take a weird bounce at the 20-yard line. And now another stoppage as Coach Wade Winker is talking with the white hat. Now they're saying it's a touchback. So now it is 1st and 10 at the 20.
A lot more manageable for the Blue Golds. They got to be happy with that change of call.
Game brought to you by Jordan Electric. No job is too big or small for Jason at Jordan Electric. Call Jordan Electric for your next project. Find Jordan Electric on Facebook to learn more. 2:37 to play in the third quarter, 8-6. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben on top of River Ridge. 6 Rivers football on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Cooper Lummis under center on 1st and 10 at the 20. Ball given to the ball carrier in the backfield, and he's able to get his way forward to the 21-yard line, but not much room. After that is the River Ridge defense clambering down at the line of scrimmage holding the carry to a gain of 1. I believe that was Syme on the carry. .215 and counting. Game also brought to you by the Economy Feed Mill in Bloomington, Glen Haven, and Fenimore, featuring custom blends for your operation. The Economy Feed Mill in Bloomington, Glen Haven, and Fenimore. And by Northland Buildings for a quality Northland building built up for the Northland. Contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post-frame buildings. 2nd and 9 for Seneca. Wauzeka-Steuben at their own 21-yard line. And another end around. This is Hagensick again, and Hagensick with nowhere to go on the far side. Another gang tackle for River Ridge as the Wolfpack comes in to make the stop, and now 3rd and long for the Blue Golds. River Ridge defense continuing to clamber down here in the second half. They've held the Blue Golds to no points on offense here tonight. Trying to come up with another big stop here to give their offense a chance, and with some potentially good field position too.
Like you said, Timberwolves doing a great job at holding this duo. This very duo elusive offensive for the Blue Golds like that. They got that duo quarterback and amazingly efficient backfield, but right now they are not doing anything.
3rd and 9 for the Blue Golds at their own 21-yard line. A minute to play in the third quarter. Lummis under center, 2 backs in the backfield. Lummis play fakes, dropping back to pass. Going to fire to the near side. Ball hanging in the air. Pass is intercepted by Noah Copsey at the 50-yard line. What a catch by Noah Copsey on the near sideline for River Ridge. A Lancaster General and Fenimore Smiles turnover. A Willie Mays-type catch along the near sideline. And what a turn of events. River Ridge now taking possession, and they will say the ball is at the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 49-yard line. My goodness, what a play.
Wow. I mean, you got to give it to him. Konachek tried to catch that ball, but I think that's what led to that interception. Had he not bobbled it, I don't think that would have got intercepted.
And Scaife with the carry on 1st and 10, and surges forward for a gain of 2, but not much else after that.
Kind of a battle of who just wants it more at this point.
River Ridge might get one more play in as we are at 30 seconds left in this third quarter. Again, a very fast-moving game.
Probably one of the more important drives of this game. Turnover here would really hurt them.
Massive drive for River Ridge. 2nd and 9 at the Blue Gold's 48-yard line. Reese Drew turns around, hands off, and the ball carrier surges across the 45 to the 44-yard line. And that is the end of the third quarter. Noah Copsey with the carry that time. And we go to the fourth. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 8, River Ridge 6. Don't go anywhere. The fourth quarter coming your way next on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 7.
Board the bus with Midwest Bus Trips to Mall of America December 6th and 7th. Leave the stress behind. They'll take care of the driving, the gas, the parking, and your hotel accommodations. Shop over 520 stores, 60 restaurants, plus there's Nickelodeon Universe, Moose Mountain Adventure Golf, Sea Life Minnesota Aquarium, and more. Save your spot and learn more at MidwestBusTrips.com. Board the bus with Midwest Bus Trips to Mall of America Saturday, December 6th and 7th with Dubuque Super Hits 106.
Check out these savings at Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena. Right now, certified Angus beef T-bone steaks are only $14.99 a pound. Bone-in country-style pork ribs $1.49 a pound. And certified Angus beef top round roast just $5.99 a pound. At Tammy's Piggly Wiggly, the butchers cut and hand trim all their meat daily and specialty grind all hamburger twice daily. So it's always fresh. Check out shopthepig.com for weekly specials and select Galena, Illinois. Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena.
Piggly Wiggly. Shop the pig!
In Game 7.
3rd and 4 as we begin the fourth quarter. River Ridge with the football and a handoff to Noah Copsey, trying to bounce it to the right side, but he is stood up in the backfield for a loss of 1 on the play. It'll be 4th and 5 for River Ridge, trailing 8-6 on our great Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. A key drive for River Ridge, and they're trying to extend it. It is 4th down and 4, maybe 5 yards to go. 11:30 to play. Again, without their starting quarterback and key defensive player Brandon Davis, who has left the game with an apparent collarbone injury. And now the Wolves will go for it on 4th down. Reese Drew dropping back to pass. Quick pass over the middle. Pass is bobbled and intercepted by the Blue Golds at the 40-yard line in Blue Gold territory. And I believe that was Hagensek who came away with the INT for the Blue Golds. And Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben sets up shop at their own 39-yard line.
Gotta tell you, if there's anything I know about Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben and the River Ridge Timberwolves, they are not afraid of some diversity. River Ridge's losses only came by 1 score. Same difference with the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Golds. I can tell you right now, it being 6'8", playing both with the most physicality I've seen, both these teams are fired up, wanting to take this game away.
1st and 10 for the Blue Golds with 11:12 to play in the 4th quarter, and someone got a head start as Gage Wall tried to take off early before the snap, and a Pinks penalty moves the Blue Golds back 5, make it 1st and 15 at the 34-yard line.
That's the 5th penalty that Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben has had unofficially. Can't imagine that Coach Joey is very happy with that, especially coming after this interception from the defense.
Thomas brings the offense to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 15 after the Pinks penalty. One receiver to each side, 2 backs in the backfield, and leave the give to Syme, and Syme zigzagging his way across the 40 and now to the 50, and great second effort there by the ball carrier as Carson Syme brings it into River Ridge territory at the 49-yard line. A Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty 1st down. Nice run there by Syme. Our game today brought to you by Top Notch Construction and Design. Dave Drone and Pete and Paul Langmeyer, Kevin Zard and crew will take on your construction project from concept to completion. Top Notch Construction and Design at Patch Grove and at topnotchconstruct.com. 1st and 10 for the Blue Golds at the River Ridge 49-yard line. Ball spotted right in the middle of the field. 2 receivers to each side out of the gun. Quick pass or quick toss to the left side, and the ball carrier gets across the 40-yard line. Might have stepped out at the 40. We'll see where they spot the football, but right at the 1st down marker. Should be 2nd and 1 as the nose of the football touching the 40-yard line makes it 2nd and 1. I believe Syme the carrier again.
If there's one way to respond to a flag, it's to get almost 25 yards out back-to-back 2 plays.
Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota when you are ready. And by Cole Akers Golf and Grill in Cuba City and at ColeAkersGolfandGrill.com. 2nd and 1 at the 40-yard line for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. 1 receiver to the left, 2 backs in the backfield, and a give to the inside back. And Carson Syme should have the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty 1st down as the nose of the football is right at the 40-yard line. He's about half a yard short. I thought he had it, but the officials say he was down before that, and now a potentially big 3rd down for the River Ridge defense, trying to keep this Blue Gold offense off the field and give their offense another possession here.
Excited to see what's going to happen here with this very important 3rd down with this extremely active River Ridge D line in this.
3rd and 1 at the 40-yard line. Lummis under center, and Lummis going to keep it and surges his way forward to the 35-yard line. Didn't need a tush push. He just took the ball and pushed his way forward as Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty 1st down for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. They'll spot the football at the 36, gain of 4.
Well, when you're behind number 65, William Zander, who stands 5'9", 282 pounds, I can't imagine anything's going to stop him real soon. Mass moves mass, and it shows.
Clarebank with very convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, part of support our community events. Clarebank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Ball spotted in the middle of the field and fake inside to Syme, but now Lummis keeps it, and Lummis is tackled shy of the 30-yard line to about the 31. And that is a gain of 5 on the play.
Kind of surprised I haven't seen Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben go back to that QB option more. I haven't seen it really run that much. Surprising when it comes to last week, they ran that almost primarily their offense.
On the far side hash mark at the 31, 2nd and 6, 8:33 and counting. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben trying to add on to their 8-6 lead. Shotgun look this time and fake inside. Now Lummis keeps it and runs right into the teeth of the River Ridge defense. Finally gets tackled down at about the 29-yard line. Gain of 2. Should be 3rd and 4 coming up for the Blue Golds. Game tonight brought to you by Russell Offices, here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving southern Wisconsin. Russell Law Offices and my Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's gets the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. 3rd and 3, 7:47 to play in the fourth quarter. Blue Golds with the football and a 2-point lead. Give inside, and I believe Syme the carrier, and Syme on the second effort gets the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down across the 25 to about the 22. And the Blue Golds knocking on the door of the Bitech Green Zone, a Greenaway Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. This is the first time we've seen an offense inside the Bitech Green Zone tonight. That's very unusual. Gain of 7 on the last play. 1st and 10 at the 22. Blue Golds come out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to each side. Now Lummis with a pitch to the near side. Syme escapes 1 defender. And now a whistle blown as... What is this about? And an inadvertent whistle as it was Hunter Hagensick who had the pitch for the Blue Golds, not Carson Syme. So we'll replay the down with 7:06 to play in the fourth quarter. 8-6. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben on top of River Ridge. Blue Golds knocking on the door of the Bitech Green Zone, and Blue Golds trying to make it a 2-score game. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben coming to the line of scrimmage. Same shotgun look. 2 receivers to each side. I believe Hagensick is the back on the right side. Lummis takes a snap and trying to bounce it to the right side. Now cuts back upfield towards the line of scrimmage, and then a pack of Wolves make the tackle at the 21. So a gain of 1 on the play that time for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. Actually, beg your pardon, they moved the football back to the 22, so no gain on the play. And it is now 2nd and 10 with 6:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Play number 9 of the drive, and this is a lengthy drive for the Blue Golds. Again, kind of using their offense to play defense a little bit and pin River Ridge back deep as they can't put it in the end zone. 2 receivers to each side of the formation once again out of the shotgun and pitch out to the far side, and this is Hunter Hagensick along the sideline diving towards the pylon, and the official says he was not in the end zone, but there is a flag, I believe, on the far side of the field. And it is a hold against the Blue Golds. Another big Pigs penalty against the Blue Golds. And as we said earlier, Wyatt, it's not necessarily the penalties themselves, it's when they happen, and that is another big play for the Blue Golds.
Seems like when they get that chance to get so far down the field or get in the end zone, someone's holding or someone's not. Someone's trying to get a head start, or I don't know what it is, but I can't imagine the coaching staff of the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Golds is happy at all.
Loss of 10 on the play on the Pinks penalty makes it 2nd and 20. And a pitch out to the near side, and reading that one in the backfield is Brock Bungie as he makes the hit on Hunter Hagensick off the pitch. And that's a loss all the way to the 38-yard line. So a loss of 6 makes it 3rd and 26 to go. And I believe River Ridge spends a timeout here with 5:46 left in the fourth quarter.
I think that penalty kind of killed a lot of the Blue Gold's momentum, and I think the Timberwolves are getting tired of the offense having the ball so much. And I think it's their turn. I think they want that ball back, and they're going to take it from them. They're not going to wait for him to give it to them.
Again, a timeout on the field. Didn't see on the scoreboard which team took it. I believe it was by River Ridge. For the game tonight, brought to you by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Herms's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Game also brought to you by RPM Automotive and Prairie du Chien. Are you having car trouble? RPM Automotive fixes everything, and they have loaner cars as well. RPM Automotive and Prairie du Chien.
Curious what the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Golds are going to do here so far back from where they started.
3rd and 26 at the River Ridge 37-yard line. One receiver to each side. Lummis under center, and now a pitch out to the near side, and Bungie reads that one again. Another tackle for loss for Bungie. Back-to-back TFLs. And now the clock continues to run with 5.5 minutes to play in the game, and 4th and long coming up for the Blue Golds. You have to punt this one away, I would think, or since you have such a long way to go, why not try and go for it?
Exactly. I can imagine they're going to waste as much time to try to give this River Ridge Timberwolves offense as little time to get on the field as they can.
Blue Golds taking their time in the huddle, and now they come to the line of scrimmage.
So much momentum lost so quickly. Great defense by Brock Bungie.
And now it looks like the Blue Golds are lining up to go for it at least, and Lummis takes a snap, quick pass to the far side. It's a screen, and that is caught, and the carrier gets back to the original line of scrimmage to about the 27-yard line. It's still a turnover on downs.
But that does pin the River Ridge Timberwolves a little farther back than where they would be. Excuse me.
So River Ridge takes possession at their own 24-yard line with 4:41 remaining. I believe River Ridge has 2 timeouts remaining. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben with 3. And now River Ridge comes to the line of scrimmage. Reese Drew orchestrating the offense for the Wolves on 1st and 10 at their own 24. Reese Drew, quick pass near side, and this is intercepted in the backfield and run all the way back for a Northland Buildings touchdown. I believe that was Jackson Konachek on the pick 6 as Reese Drew dropped back to pass, went to throw it to the near side, but picked off in the backfield and ran all the way back for Northland Buildings touchdown off the Lancaster Dental Fenimore Smiles turnover, 14-6. Blue Golds on top of River Ridge, the second defensive touchdown of the game for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben.
Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben allows the Timberwolves to take the ball away from them and score in 6 plays on the first drive, and now have that strip fumble. Cooper Lomas with the first touchdown on defense, and now with a Jackson Konachek interception to go up 14-6 with 4:36 left in the fourth quarter.
Cooper and Lummis lining up for the PAT. Snap is down, kick is up, end over end through the uprights, and it's a 2-score game in favor of the Blue Golds, 15-6 with 4:36 to go. The point and flush extra point is good, and River Ridge will receive the ensuing kickoff after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 8, Mountaintop Stoneworks opened their doors to the tri-state area over 28 years ago as the first granite countertop company. With hard work and the support of great customers, they have become the area's leading choice for stone and granite countertops. Superb craftsmanship, attention to detail, a friendly sales staff, and a beautiful showroom with over 60 varieties of stone make the shopping experience a fun process. Whether your project is big or small, they do them all. Mountaintop Stoneworks, years of experience doing one thing well. 400 Harrison in Dubuque.
Some things are meant to come in a box, like chocolates, phones, or jewelry, but some things aren't, like a mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress, and there are two major reasons why your next mattress should not come from a box. First, when foam is compressed for too long, it will lose its ability to return to its full thickness. And second, a good quality mattress, one worth the money you paid for it, is too heavy to ship by parcel service. With mattresses, lighter isn't better, period. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
In Game 8.
The ensuing kickoff was touched by a River Ridge player and then recovered by the Blue Gold. So Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben takes possession, leading 15-6 with 4:32 to play on our Great Regional Health Center People's State Bank coverage of high school football, presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And boy, things going from bad to worse for River Ridge and the Blue Golds with all the momentum on their side, now looking to put the game away with 4:32 remaining and a 9-point lead.
Timberwolves had a great opportunity, only down 2 with a turnover on downs, and then intercepted by the Blue Golds, leads to a touchdown.
Blue Golds with a 2-score lead and the ball on 1st and 10 at the River Ridge 37. And a give inside to Syme, and River Ridge will spend a timeout. And I believe this is their second. As River Ridge trying to conserve as much time as they need to stop here to get the ball back, being down 2 scores. Game tonight brought to you by Community First Bank, freeing the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. See bank.com. Member FDIC. The Christensen Mill in Wauzeka. See Ben at the Christensen Mill for custom blends tailored to your operation. The Christensen Mill of Wauzeka. Southwest Health with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Cranston, the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. And by Lely Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lely Center Monroe. 2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line coming out of the timeout. Again, scoreboard says both teams with all 3 of their timeouts, but I believe River Ridge only has 1 remaining. 1 receiver to the right side, 2 backs in the backfield as Cooper Lummis brings the offense to the line for the Blue Golds. Lummis under center. Going to give back, as I believe this is Hagensick, and a Pink's penalty flag flies from the defensive secondary. And now another on the far side, and now it's another penalty against Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. I believe it's another hold. Officials conversing at the 37-yard line. And now the question is, if you're River Ridge, do you accept the penalty and back them up 10, or do you decline the penalty and only give the Blue Golds 2 more downs to get a first down? And we'll see what the head official says. What's the... Now the white hat goes to the Blue Gold side to discuss what's going on here, but score is 15-6 with 4:21 to go in the 4th quarter as we wait the result of the Pink's penalty flag. And it's a penalty against River Ridge. Must have been a face mask penalty or something, and now River Ridge spends a timeout, and that should be their 3rd. Again, 4:21 remaining in the 4th quarter, 15-6. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben on top. Our game today brought to you by Mount City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at MountCityBank.com.
Is that River Ridge Timberwolves, is that their 1st or 2nd penalty? I don't think there's been much movement on penalties for them, but
Yeah, I believe this is their first accepted penalty. Which, again, it's a clean game for River Ridge in that regard, but now trailing 15-6, 4:21 to go, and I believe they just spent their last timeout. Blue Goals will come to the line of scrimmage. It will be 2nd and 5 at the River Ridge 32-yard line after the Pinks penalty on the Wolves. Two backs in the backfield for the Blue Golds. One receiver out wide to the left side, that's Gage Wall. Going to get to the deep back, and I believe this is Simon. Simon gets it to the 30-yard line, and now another timeout by River Ridge, so I guess they had one remaining. And that is their last timeout. So I'm guessing that first timeout that we had earlier in the half must have been just an official stoppage for something, but Seneca, Wauzeka-Steuben, for what it's worth, has all three of their timeouts in their back pocket, but now River Ridge needing to get a stop. It'll be 3rd and 3 at the 30-yard line for the Blue Golds, trying to put the Wolves away.
River Ridge was in a great position just on a turnover on downs for the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Golds, and then turned the ball back over with an interception by Konachek, and that led to a touchdown, and then Cooper Lomas making the extra point, who's only 14 for 23, now 15 for 24. I'm sure he's happy to see that one go through.
Coming out of the River Ridge timeout, their final of the game. 3rd and 3 for the Blue Golds at the River Ridge 30-yard line. Ball spotted right in the middle of the field, and it's a shotgun look and a direct snap to the back, and Lummis dragging defenders with him across the 20 into the Bitech green zone to about the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. And now the Blue Golds can just sit on the ball and bleed out as much of this clock as they can, leading 15-6. 4:10 remaining, and the clock's set to wind.
Can't imagine that the Blue Golds are going to do anything but take their time, make the smart play, and try not to make any big mistakes that'll cost them anything.
Looks like the football's at the 17-yard line. And 1st and 10 for the Blue Golds. Again, leading 15-6, 3:42 and counting in the 4th quarter. Blue Golds looking to put the River Ridge Timberwolves away as Lummis is under center, and a give inside to Syme, and Syme gets it across the 15 to the 14-yard line for a gain of 3. After the game, we'll have the Breeze Wealth Management and Edward Jones postgame show. We'll pick out the Herms's Ace Hardware MVP, the Les Mack drive of the game, our Tricor turning point to the West End Salvage scrapper of the game. But still 3:10 remaining. Blue Golds with the football, River Ridge with no timeouts remaining. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben looking to go to 6-2. Coming into this game, they were projected as a 3 seed in the Division 7 bracket. River Ridge coming into this game as a projected 8 seed. But we'll see if the Wolves are still going to be playoff eligible, as the pitch out to the near side as a Wolfpack makes a tackle in the backfield. Aaron Bedward, the first to make contact for River Ridge, as the ball carrier, I believe, was number 9, Hunter Hagensick, and loss of yardage brings the football back to the 19-yard line. So a loss of 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 12 with 2:15 remaining. Wolves trying to hang on defensively. Force the turnover and trying to orchestrate a 2-minute drill to cut into this deficit. 3rd and 12 for the 19. Lummis under center on the near side hash mark. Lummis giving to Syme. Syme with a nice jump cut at the line of scrimmage, cuts up field, tackled near the 10-yard line, short of the first down. But it's 4th down and about 2 yards to go with 90 seconds remaining. Blue Goals get a 1st down. This game is over. River Ridge, if they can force the turnover, they'll have less than a minute to try and score 2 times.
I know Coach Winkers was talking about they're very efficient with that 2-minute drill, but I don't think that efficiency can score 2 times, unfortunately.
The defense would have to make another stop, too, with no timeouts, which a lot of things have to go right. And a give inside leaves us as Syme, and that will stop the clock with 51 seconds. River Ridge turns the Blue Goals away on 4th and short, so River Ridge will take possession with 51 seconds, no timeouts.
Yep, they got a lot of yardage and not a lot of time. Unfortunate place to be in for the River Ridge Timberwolves at this moment.
And they have to go 92 yards as they're beginning at their own 8-yard line. Reese Drew dropping back to pass. 3 receivers to the right side. Quick pass near side to Cale Koenig. Gets across the 10 to the 12-yard line. Tackled in play. Clock continues to wind. 41 seconds as River Ridge comes to the line quickly. Reese Drew will duck under center. 3 receivers to the right side once again. Drew dropping back to pass, and he goes down to a knee as a defender was coming through the gap. A Subs.com sack, and we'll see who we should give credit to that. I believe it was Anthony Kaya, number 54, getting the sack. Now Reese Drew with it on the snap, rolling to his right. Has a receiver open. That's Brock Bungie across the 10. Far sideline, stepping out of bounds across the 20-yard line. That does move the sticks for a 1st down, but there's 8 seconds left. And now the Wolves likely down to their last play, barring a defensive penalty. But the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Golds will go to 6-2 and improve to 4-2 in Six Rivers Conference play, continuing their very special season. And for River Ridge, they'll fall to 3-5, 2-4 in the Six Rivers. And we'll try and get on the winning side, closing things out against Pecatonica Argyle. And a heave down to the near sideline is incomplete. Pass intended for Cale Koenig. Out of his reach near the 40-yard line, and this will be the final play for River Ridge. 3 seconds remaining.
Definitely one of the more entertaining football games I've ever watched. Unfortunately, River Ridge Timberwolves can't pull away. And Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Golds moved to 6-2.
All right, what a fun season it's been for the Blue Golds. And, for River Ridge, so many tight ball games, 1-score games. This is a 2-score margin of victory for the Blue Golds tonight. But, of course, River Ridge without Brandon Davis most of this game because of a apparent collarbone injury. Reese Drew with the snap, and the ball snapped over his head. Ball loose on the turf, and Blue Golds jump on it, and that is it. Your final score, Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben 15, River Ridge 6. Coming up next, the Resolve Management at Edward Jones postgame show. We'll pick out our Herbst Ace Hardware MVP, the Les Mack drive of the game, our Tricor turning point at the West End Salvage scrapper of the game. That's all coming up next on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 9.
Are you looking for a new and exciting career? This is Jen Casper with Queen Bee Radio. We're currently hiring for people to join our radio and digital sales team. Queen Bee Radio is a fun and family-oriented work environment with unlimited growth opportunities. Life's too short to work where you're not having fun. Give me a call today at 608-349-2045, and I can tell you firsthand how my career in radio sales has been incredibly rewarding. Go to our social media pages or our websites and click on the career link for details on this radio and digital sales opportunity opportunity and to apply.
Southwest Tech in Fenimore celebrates Wisconsin Manufacturing Month. Are you looking to improve your welding skills or break into the industry? Southwest Tech's welding program trains students in welding processes used in a variety of fabrication and construction industries. Graduates of the welding program are employed in high-wage manufacturing jobs, including automotive and equipment manufacturing, structural building, maintenance, and repair. Learn more. Visit swtc.edu/manufacturing. Southwest Tech. Education as unique as you.
In Game 9.
(15-6) the final score from River Ridge High School in Patch Grove. The Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Golds improved to 6-2 on the campaign. River Ridge falls to 3-5. Our Edward Jones Results Management postgame show coming your way next on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 10.
I'm here today with Nick Heston from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Nick, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there is no need for plug-in charging.
That's awesome. But what about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there's a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and take a test drive today.
In Game 10.
Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben, your winner over River Ridge, 15-6, the final score in Six Rivers football on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Coming up after this break, we'll bring you the Results Management Edward Jones postgame show. Again, our Tricor Turning Point, West End Salvage Scrapper of the game, Herm's Ace Hardware MVP, and the Last Mac Drive of the game. All coming up next on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-game 4 minutes.
Hey, Mom and Dad, before your little goblins go trick-or-treating this Halloween, send them off with a hamburger or hot dog made with a freshly baked Village Hearth Classic bun. Soft, wholesome, and full of old-fashioned flavor, even the most finicky little princess or Cape Crusader will gobble them up. So this Halloween, fuel your kids with a Village Hearth bun, because as every monster knows, the best nights start with a great bite. Village Hearth, baked locally and delivered fresh daily.
Oakwood Fruit Farm is bursting with the flavors of fall. Check out Honeycrisp, Cortland McIntosh, and many more apples. The bakery's in full swing with fresh apple cider donuts, take and bake pies ready for your oven, gooey caramel apples. While you're there, stock up on fresh apple cider, cranberries, pumpkins, squash, and other seasonal treats. And here's the cherry. Oh, apple on top. Every Tuesday, take 10% off all apple purchases. Celebrate the taste of fall at Oakwood Fruit Farm, where every bite tastes like autumn.
Oakwood Fruit Farm. That's the one for family fun.
For the bus with Midwest Bus Trips to Mall of America December 6th and 7th. Leave the stress behind. They'll take care of the driving, the gas, the parking, and your hotel accommodations. Shop over 520 stores, 60 restaurants, plus there's Nickelodeon Universe, Moose Mountain Adventure Golf, Sea Life Minnesota Aquarium, and more. Save your spot and learn more at MidwestBusTrips.com. Board the bus with Midwest Bus Trips to Mall of America Saturday, December 6th and 7th with Dubuque's Super Hits 106.
Frightful fun awaits at the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium. It's time to get in the spooky spirit to celebrate Halloween on Sunday, October 26th at the annual Mad Scientist Fun Day. There will be science experiments, creepy critters, live music, and of course, Halloween candy from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All activities are included in general admission. Come dressed in your costume if you dare. Mad Scientist Fun Day is supported by McGrath Automotive Family in Midwest One.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
A fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt. At up to 100 times more potent than morphine, the tiniest amount of illegal fentanyl is all it takes to cause an overdose. Fentanyl can be mixed into heroin, cocaine, pressed pills, meth, and other drugs. It could be in your drugs, and you wouldn't be able to see it, taste it, or smell it. Learn more at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too. Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too. Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide tax bill or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Time now for the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones postgame show on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben, your winner over River Ridge tonight, 15-6, and we have some victorious Blue Golds with us in the best seat in the house, the Year's Furniture broadcast booth. Head coach Derek Joy, also joined by Cooper Lummis and Jackson Konachek. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Coach, we'll start with you. Talk about what you saw from your team here this evening. You anticipated that it was going to be a physical, gritty game. It certainly lived to be that type of game here tonight, and that was kind of the matchup you wanted for, and your team able to come out on top.
Yeah, it was, we knew it was going to be a hard-fought game right from the beginning. This team took the other two teams just like us to within a score, so we knew they were gonna come ready to play, and I'm just happy how the boys responded. The offense kind of started a little bit tonight, but the defense really took hold and was a difference maker here.
Yep, and you're one of those teams where in the Six Rivers you had to run the gauntlet of 3 of the top teams in the conference all back to back to back, and this one a little bit different maybe from the first two just because River Ridge had their backs up against the walls, knowing with what their record was, coming in as a potential 8 seed in the playoff matrix. So this was a game that they likely had to have if they have some postseason hopes. So given that circumstance, talk about how the team responded mentally to this type of matchup because with a team that desperately needs a win, your team certainly answered the bell.
Right. I mean, we knew they were going to be tough and wanting to obviously better their seed into the playoffs, but I mean they're going to be the best 8 seed team in Division 7. I think they played tough tonight.
Yeah, they're going to be a tough out for anyone, regardless who it is that they see, and just talk about this season as a whole again. Now 6-2 on the season. Have basketball next week. That's likely going to be a win for you guys. So when you look at the season as a whole and the makeup, talk about the accomplishments of this team because this has been a really fun team that's really come up. This senior laden group. taken their lumps over the last couple seasons, but the fruits of their labor definitely paying off now.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew coming in the season that I'd have a special group here, and if we could put it all together and kind of bring up some of those other guys that we really needed to fill a role, and they have done that beyond what I anticipated and hoped for. So I can't be happier how the season's going. Obviously, there's a lot of season here left. Thinking about the playoffs coming up and basketball, we can't overlook. We have to play a really good game and shore up with a few things for next week. It's always this late in the season, we really want to work on those little things and try to perfect what we're doing.
All right, awesome. And the final question before we let you go, what are the things you're going to be emphasizing with your team heading into the matchup with basketball and the postseason coming up around the corner?
Finishing plays, finishing drives, sustaining, all those little things that you work on day one when the season starts. So we just need to kind of go back and just really dig into it and finish, right? And it's coming down to, the wire here, so.
Yep, should be a fun way to see how the rest of the season plays out for your Blue Goals. Looking forward to catching you guys during the playoff run. Thanks for joining us, Coach, and go enjoy the win. We'll see you guys down the line.
Yeah, thank
you. All right, awesome. Now we'll talk with Cooper Lummis, the quarterback and defensive lineman for the Blue Golds. And, offensively, couldn't get it in the end zone, but the defense obviously getting some turnovers and getting touchdowns on their side. Talk about the things that you saw out on the field today and what stood out to you guys in your win here this evening.
First of all, I think offensive-wise, we're one block away every single time. If we catch that one block, we go for an extra 10 yards, and that's a big time. And we can't hold our heads after one bad thing goes wrong. And, yeah, defense stepped up big time this week. Last week it was the other way around. We just got to find a way to put the two together, and we could be a scary team coming into the playoffs.
Yeah, one of the things that was really interesting to me watching the game is that when you guys did have a big play, it felt like, there might be a penalty or something that negates a big play, but able to come back and be able to respond and stay on schedule, so to speak. So talk about what's going on in the huddle and the things that you're emphasizing with your teammates after, disrupting moments like that where, still able to get something going even after some adversity.
We just tell them, clear their head. I mean, that play doesn't matter anymore. It's in the past. You can't change the past. You got to move on. You got to play in the future, and that next play matters just as much as that last one.
Yep, and talk about the defense because, again, the two defensive touchdowns, obviously the difference maker here in this game. But what stood out to you guys most defensively? I know River Ridge lost Brandon Davis in the first quarter because of an apparent collarbone injury. But, being out on the field, what things did you see from River Ridge, and what adjustments did they try to make that you guys were able to counter?
We were reading their option really well, and they weren't really passing on us. So, that helped us read that option first. And right away, we didn't read it right at all. But we started reading it right, and we were filling, and that's when that first defensive touchdown came. The D-line filled. He ripped it right out and ran in.
All right, awesome. Well, congrats on the win. Thanks a lot for joining us, Cooper Lummis. Good luck the rest of the way. Let's now talk with Jackson Konachek, another two-way player for the Blue Golds. And I'll ask you the same question. What stood out to you the most in your team's win here this evening?
I think we started off bad. We came back and just stayed as a team and just fought hard, and we won the game.
Yep. How fun is it playing on a team like this, having the success that you guys have had, throughout the year, back-to-back losses against some, quality opponents and, being able to get things right and defeat another very strong River Ridge football team here tonight?
Back-to-back losses was tough, but we knew we were good. Only lost by one score to both of them. So we know we had a chance out here, and, we just played as best as we could, fought hard, and then our defense just stood out this game. Got to have our offense stand out in the next game and just put all the pieces together so we can make it far.
Yeah, definitely. And I asked Coach this during our pregame interview. Again, a touchdown in both of those games the last 2 weeks, really the difference in, being, 6-2 and being undefeated. And I asked him how close you guys were to actually being undefeated, and it's just little things that you guys had to adjust. What stands out to you the most about the success you guys are having on the field as a whole, and what's been going right for this team throughout the season?
What stands out for me is we just bounce back after adversity and just don't let anything affect us. Just don't let it affect us and play hard, and yeah, that's what we do.
All right, awesome. Well, congrats on the win. Thanks a lot for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way. Go enjoy this win. We'll see you guys down the line.
Thank you.
All right, excellent. That was head coach Derek Joy, as well as Jackson Konachek and Cooper Lummis joining us on our Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management postgame show. We'll take a timeout and we'll hand out our postgame awards when our postgame show continues on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Postgame 1 minute.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hello, my name is Andrea Dalzell, and I've been using a wheelchair since I was 5 years old. If I had one message for the general public, it would be relax. Some folks get really flustered around disabled people, so they just pretend we're not there. I've actually had waiters talk to my companion and completely ignore me. People with disabilities just want the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
This is a message from United Spinal Association. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
Postgame 1 minute.
Wrapping up the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management postgame show on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 15-6. River Ridge, or Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben over River Ridge in Six Rivers football. Tyler Dutanis alongside Wyatt Mulligan. And let's hand out our postgame awards here, Wyatt, well, actually, before we do that, let's talk about what we saw during the game, because we had to correct some things as we had some players misidentified on some of the big plays that we had here tonight. We do know that River Ridge got on the scoreboard first as they capped off a 6-play drive with a Reese Drew 40-yard touchdown run to make the score 6-0 after the 2-point conversion was no good. Then in the second quarter, River Ridge had the football to begin their first drive of the second quarter. It was a fumble that was recovered by Jack Kaya and returned for a touchdown. The 2-point conversion to Gage Wall was good, making it 8-6 in favor of Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben. That would be our halftime score. We were still 8-6 through the third quarter, and then a pick six by Gage Wall in the backfield, picking off Reese Drew, who was in at quarterback for Brandon Davis, returning it to the house. The point and flush extra point was good, and that made the score 15-6, and that was our final score here at River Ridge High School in Patch Grove. A very defensive sound football game for both these teams, but Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben making the big defensive plays and keeping River Ridge out of the end zone.
Yeah, like the boys said, there's a lot of adversity for them giving the ball away so early. They chose to receive the ball at the beginning of the game, turn the ball away, and then I have to correct you, Jack Draka.
Jack Draka.
Yep, Jack Draka. Yep. He stripped the ball away, walked in. Great 2-point conversion. Kind of lackluster, like the boys were saying, kind of lackluster on that offensive side. But last week, like we saw, they were electric on that side of the ball, and this week just electric on the defensive side. So I think against a struggling team like basketball, if they can be pushing on both sides, that could be a very one-side, lopsided game. And I think coming into the playoffs, it'll be the same difference. If they can be that pushing duo threat backfield, time-wasting offense, and then that dangerous defensive line defense that we saw tonight, I think they could go very far in the playoffs, and they could be a real problem for future teams.
Now let's hand out our post-game awards. Let's start off with the Tricor Turning Point, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. I think we have to point to the obvious, which is the injury to Brandon Davis for River Ridge, because again, a two-way player, a 3-year starter at quarterback for River Ridge, got injured, I believe, midway first quarter. From what I've gathered, he got injured, still stayed in the game for a couple plays, and then eventually came off, and then we learned that it was an apparent collarbone injury, so likely a broken collarbone, which probably means that his season for football is going to be done. So that was a big injury, and we saw, especially in the second quarter, when River Ridge had the football with about 3 minutes to go, they had all three of their timeouts and didn't really have any sense of urgency or anything to try and move the ball. So, you had to imagine that at halftime, Coach Winkers wanted to talk things over with his team, put a strategy together, and try and put something together, but just unable to find anything offensively for River Ridge from that point on.
Yeah, unfortunately, when like you said, I know Coach Joy was talking about in the pregame interviews that Brandon Davis is such a diverse and such a duo threat player that when that guy's taken away from you, it's a real big stunt with he's such a leader on both sides of the ball. It's a real big stunt to your movement on both sides of the ball, and I mean in such a close game, your team doesn't respond well, and yeah, it's a hard thing for Ridge to be going through right now, especially with Brandon Davis. Unfortunately, like you said, his season could be over, and it's really unfortunate for the River Ridge Timberwolves. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, that's our Tricor Turning Point tonight, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. The Les Mack Drive of the game brought to you by Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service because at Les Mack, you always get more from Les. I know it didn't end up in a score, but I think the last drive for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben, when River Ridge had to burn all their timeouts, they went on a very methodical drive. Believe it was a 7-play drive that bled the clock from 4:32 down to 51 seconds remaining. And again, River Ridge had to spend all their timeouts on that drive, as it was a 2-score game. And that was really the put-away drive, I think, for the Blue Golds, who didn't score offensively during the game, but able to use their offense as defense, as we were kind of alluding to during the second half here, that really helped put this game away for the Blue Golds.
I know Coach Winkers was talking about how they're really good with that 2-minute offense, and I think they would be really dangerous if they had 4:30 left in the clock with all their timeouts, only down 2 scores. So I think you are right. That last drive, even though it didn't lead, it didn't end with a score. I think it was great game planning to end. I think Coach Joy knew that the River Ridge Timberwolves were so electric with that 2-minute offense that they didn't want to give them that chance to score, get the ball back, score again. They didn't want to give them that chance. So I think you're right. Even though it didn't end with a score, it was definitely the best game plan they had.
All right, that's our Les Mack Drive of the game. Let's hand out the Herms's Ace Hardware MVP, brought to you by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. Herms's will be the MVP for your next project in your home. Go to Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. I think we have to go co-MVPs for this one, for the defensive side of the ball. Mentioned Mr. Draka and Gage Wall as the players scoring touchdowns defensively for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben tonight, and those 2 touchdowns, obviously the big difference maker here tonight.
Without them, as we saw in the game, I don't think without them, they have 15 points on the board. I mean, the offensive side of the ball was really lackluster tonight, and the defensive side of the ball was so electric that, yeah, Jack Draka and Gage Wall were so electric that it led to them scoring as many points as they did. So I think those 2 players really led their team to a win.
All right, those are the co-MVPs of the game, brought to you by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville. Now it's time to name the West End Salvage Scrapper of the game. It's the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood and tried to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. And I think the player that stood out to me the most was Cooper Lummis of Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben, orchestrating the offense for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben and keeping that offense on the field in some key games or key moments in the game, I should say. And whether it's handing the ball off or keeping the ball on those fake handoffs and things like that, he was the straw that stirred the drink for Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben here tonight.
Yeah, you see him, a couple of the plays. That one reception that he had to Gage Wall, there was multiple times where he would QB keeper and he would be able to make some yards out of that, drag some people along with him. And I'd like to point out the kickoff that they returned, that they ended up, that squib kick.
Right,
that
yeah.
That was Cooper squib kicked that. They ended up getting the ball back. Cooper led the offense to waste so much time that Ridge really had no choice. They didn't really have a chance to get the ball back down, and I think Cooper Lomas on offense, defense, and kickoff really led the team to to a good position near the end of the game.
Yep, so Cooper Lummis is our West End Salvage scrapper of the game this evening. As, again, Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben improves to 6-2. They close out the season against Boscobel next week, and then River Ridge looking to get back on the winning side, taking on Pecatonica Argyle a week from tonight. Let's do a quick check on the Shoebox scoreboard before we wrap up, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Over on X1071, tight ball game in the SWC. Platteville with a 27-21 lead on the Dodgeville Dodgers. You can catch that again on X1071 and X1071.com. This game just went final. Prairie du Chien 28, Lancaster 26 on 97.7 Country WGLR. End of the third quarter, Fulton 42, Southwestern East Dubuque 28. And the last update that we had was in the third quarter, Fenimore leading Belleville 14-6. That one on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. And final score, Potosi-Cassville all over Peck Argyle, 57-0 the final in that contest. And Steve Prescott will have our full wrap-up of our area's high school football scores tomorrow morning during the News and Sports on 97.7 Country WGLR. Coming up this weekend, Brewers baseball, trying to win Game 5 of the NLDS. We'll have coverage of that game on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL tomorrow night. Also Badgers football against Iowa, taking on the Hawkeyes, and I believe the Badgers are wearing their throwback jerseys for that matchup. Should be a fun game at 6 o'clock on 97.7 Country WGLR. Packers in action again on Sunday at 3:25, taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And then we will have our Week 9 coverage set for high school football next week. We'll keep tabs on A-player football, who begin the playoffs a week from tonight as well. So we'll sort out our coverage as we'll chat with RJ Osterhaus and get our coverage plan set for the final week of the 11-player football season and the first week of the postseason in 8-player football. You can check out the full schedule at am1590wpvl.com. And Wyatt, what a pleasure it was to work with you tonight. A fun game that we got to call and see here tonight. Thanks for joining us. And some final thoughts before we wrap up. Outstanding football game between two teams, and a very gritty football game, a fast-moving game. We anticipated it was going to be one of those rock fight kind of games. It certainly lived up to it, and Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben just made a couple more plays defensively than River Ridge here tonight.
Absolutely. There's a lot of fun being out here, a lot of fun to be here for my first time. I know both of the coaches talked about just working out defensively, and I think even if River Ridge didn't come away with the outcome they were looking for, they through adversity, losing their starting quarterback and losing such a diverse player, I think they played a good game, defensively and offensively. Unfortunately, the Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben Blue Goals played such great defense that it really stood no match. Great game. Like I said, one of the better high school football games I've ever watched.
Yep, and the lights are officially out, so I think that's our cue for us to wrap up shop. So we'll close things up here from River Ridge High School in Patch Grove. Thanks to both head coaches, Wade Winkers and Derek Joy, for the pregame interviews, and to Coach Joy, as well as Jackson Konachek and Cooper Lummis for joining us on our postgame show here this evening. Thanks to the entire staff here at River Ridge High School for being gracious hosts as always. Thanks to all of our sponsors who help us bring high school sports to you, and thank you for listening and watching along. This has been Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football, presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Dubuque Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Laley Center, Monroe. Once again, your final score, Seneca Wauzeka-Steuben defeats River Ridge 15-6. Blue Golds will take on Boscobel next week. River Ridge will try and get things right against Pecatonica Argyle a week from tonight. For Wyatt Mulligan, I'm Tyler Dictanis from the best seat in the house, the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night from Patch Grove.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
Dubuque Super Hits 106 is KIYX Sageville, Dubuque, a Queen Bee radio station. On air at 106.1 and online at superhits106.com.
All the songs I love.